Well, let's start with the first topic. I wanted to find out everyone's opinions on the recent One Piece chapters, where they think Oda's going with the content material.
Marco, woo!
Hey guys.
What's up, Marco?
That's perfect. yo, Marco.
Kind of perfect timing.
Well, Brago, do you want to introduce themselves?
I mean, yeah, everybody can do that. You know, I typically, you know, I'm not the I'll let people introduce themselves. People figure it out. But yeah, they can do that.
Yeah, it was perfect timing, Marco. I just started.
But I'm sure people know who they are. It's like, you know. But yeah, go ahead.
You can go, Marco.
Oh, sorry?
Oh, you want to introduce yourself?
Well, for those who don't know me, especially by my face, I'm Mark One Piece Theorist. I have a One Piece channel that makes theories, so that's about it.
I got Marco. I got Panda.
Alright guys, Flying Panda. I'm the guy from London. You guys probably have seen me, or you probably haven't seen me, but I'm around YouTube once in a while. So nice to see you guys.
Alpha.
I'm Alpha2late17. I'm sure a lot of people know me from my old channel. I'm still trying to get back to 80K. I have a lot of theories written that I still need to upload. So if you want to check me out, that would be cool. Yeah.
So I guess we can start like with like you guys, and right now, like, what's your motivation to make videos, or the lack thereof? Ragnar, you didn't introduce yourself.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say it's RedhairRagnar here. That's Red and then Ragnar. People have a hard time spelling my name. It's from the show Vikings. If you've ever seen it, I had an old channel and it got disabled, but it's back on. So if you want to check me out, you can check me out at RedhairRagnar. And I really appreciate Brago posting this.
No doubt. But yeah, like same question. Like, so what's the motivation now to make videos, Ragnar?
Motivation?
Yeah.
To get bigger. Aside from part-time job, it would be great to have a channel where you could just rely on that for whatever you need.
Mm-hmm.
But that comes with, you know, patience. That comes with effort and time. So, you know, just gotta give it time. Follow me, people.
What about you, Marco?
Well, actually, I started to really appreciate One Piece after starting to keep in touch with the community in the internet. So
yeah,
I remember first time, and back then I've seen the videos from Panda, the Foreshadow series, and the videos from Alpha. I get to say that the two guys that really put me into YouTube are here now, that are Alpha and Panda.
Yeah.
And then I decided to join. I mean, I have basically no editing skills. I don't have editing skills.
I wouldn't say that.
But then I thought, well, I'm a high school teacher. I know how to make, panels.
Yeah.
So basically, for those who don't know, I take PowerPoint, make some panels, put them all together in Movie Maker, and my videos are like that. You know,
the format was great though. Everybody liked your format.
Yeah, I like my format. So that's like it. So I'm really not into this like a professional way. I not even monetize my videos. I don't put ads. It's just something I do for fun and to be with my friends. And so that's like it.
That's what's up.
That's dope. What about you, Panda?
For me, the motivation now has changed over the years, where back in the days when, you know, you want to share your ideas and when you get theories right, it's the best feeling in the world.
Mm-hmm.
For years, nothing has actually happened, you know, like not many people get the ideas right to become more discussion videos. Right. And all of a sudden, Marco comes with a brilliant idea about the time travel, and now motivation is back.
Yeah.
Excitement back in YouTube again, where, you know, it shows that intelligent people out there can actually predict what's going to happen in the future. And this is why I got into YouTube in the first place. Theorists, intelligent people trying to predict what happens in the future to make it more exciting for fans out there. And that what motivates me. And gone to 2019, I'm more motivated than ever. Thanks to Marco, man. Thanks to Marco.
Yo.
What about you, Alpha?
All right, so my motivation was King of Lightning and like the general One Piece community back in the day.
Yeah.
Like Zoro fanboy, Joroshe. They used to do speculation videos and I would always comment on them and I would debate in the comments with people. And that's kind of the inspiration for me to make theories. And I continue to do it because it's, I mean, I don't even really make that much money anymore. Like on my old channel, I would make like a pretty good amount of money, but on this channel, I'm not consistent enough. So right now, I just mainly do it as a hobby, you know, and I continue to do it because people want me to make theories, so I want to entertain people, and that's why I do it. So yeah,
that is good.
Now go back to you, Brago. What's your motivation, buddy? What's your motivation?
I think the community is great. Just interacting with people in the community, and I've made great friends in the community, and it's just now it's like a part of my life, you know, just talking about One Piece, making videos about One Piece, streams. So I think for me, I do it just because it's become a part of me, and it's like even after One Piece is gone, I'm gonna just still make videos about whatever's going on to just keep that camaraderie, you know. And I think that's kind of what drives me now to make videos, just the interactions, the discussions, just being the shitstorm on Twitter, just being a part of the community is fun, man. It's a good time.
Brother, you don't know how important you are to the community. You're one of those people who keep going. You know, Brago, where even though you're one of those you don't think nobody knows, but everyone knows you are one of the reasons why the community keeps going stronger. You more or less in the Reverie, you pretty invented it because you keep doing the streams, it showed that it actually works and so on. It gets to everybody to be one team. So what in the days there used to be what Roger versus King of Lightning. Now everybody's all best friends with each other, and it's thanks to you, mate. I really believe that.
I appreciate that. Now it's a good time. I love where the community is right now. Of course, you wanted to get some small things going on, but for the most part, everybody gets along, you know.
Yeah.
So it's a great time. Like I said, Twitter, when the chapter's out, of people talking about the chapter. I know something that I saw going on recently was One Piece elitists being talking about being like a gateway, or what were they saying? Pretty much elitists were getting upset.
They're saying that certain people that read One Piece to catch up.
Yeah. So I saw Roger tweeted about it and said,
I saw that.
Well, he said that it's okay if you watch the movies. Did he say that?
If you read the wiki to try.
If you read the wiki, how do you guys feel about that?
I mean, I feel like people can do what they want, but you're not going to really appreciate the content if you don't watch it or read it all the way through.
I completely agree. It's one of those ones where it's like every other anime. You watch it, you read it week per week. You get time to absorb it. You got 7 days to actually think about it, to analyze it. And it's been going on for all of us. Each chapter we analyze it. We've got a week to analyze next one. If you're just playing One Piece right now, you got such a short time to you just catch up. Doesn't make sense. You just catched up, but all that analyzing, how did it happen? You won't actually appreciate it more. Yet, how can you be called an expert in it if you don't understand? You're just good at watching anime or good at reading manga. And that's why. Again, a lot of people now have been watching One Piece for 2 years now, and they're so proud they catched up. But I'm sure most of us been watching and reading One Piece for over 10 years now. So
it's been.
You can imagine the level of shock from our side. That you're sitting beside us. It's like we've been training our minds to appreciate others' work for all these years. It's like training to become a footballer, but then they train for 1 year, and we trained all our life to become a footballer. So
there are some things that the guys that make a big read through don't catch. Like I remember back then when Jack was introduced, he was the first character to be introduced in the Zoan form. So we had all that hype of how is Jack in his human form? How is he? Is he like Kaido? Is he not? That expectation was really cool. And if you're reading Zoan entirely, you don't do that, because then following chapter you just click and then
you get
see
it
how Jack is. So there are some problems about a big read through, but One Piece will be outstanding anyway if you ask me. But I don't know, discussing every theory and keeping in touch with the community. Reading Arthur's page, the library of Ohara, to see all the details. These things are what makes One Piece a real experience, way more than any anime, any manga. And, you know,
That's
One
true,
Piece
yeah.
is more special than any series, and this is one of the reasons why.
Well, just
Yeah.
like with Naruto, the One Piece fan base is so large now that it's a lot more fun to engage in than in other forms of material.
Yeah,
Yeah, and whenever you just read the wiki, you kind of miss out on the emotional moments. Like imagine reading the wiki about Ace's death and never getting to experience it. It's kind of it's not
you're
the
not
same.
gonna have the same love for it.
No, definitely.
So you're more likely to drop it over something like Sanji baking a cake, right?
Yeah.
Because you're not invested.
But one thing that I'll have to say, just to make a contrast, I've recently read the entire arc of Dressrosa, and then I read the entire arc of Whole Cake Island.
Yeah.
And the pace is way better if you just read it all. I mean, when I read all the Whole Cake Island arc, for me it was a masterpiece, but I didn't felt like that when I read it weekly.
Yeah.
The pace was a little, you know, I'm not a hater from this arc, far from that, but the pace, sometimes the pace was a little annoying.
Yeah.
But when you read it through, it's a masterpiece.
Wait, what about
It's
you,
totally
Panda?
a masterpiece.
Have you guys reread those arcs recently?
No, I haven't.
I reread Whole Cake recently, and like I never hated Whole Cake as much as the community did, but I have I have a new appreciation for Whole Cake just because it's like subtle things that Sanji went through and different changes that were hinted. It was just like Sanji's one of my favorite characters as well, so it's just I think it's a great arc, you know.
But I must say that all that ending that felt like an eternity, when you read through, the pace is absolutely adorable. You know,
Yeah, it's not that bad.
It's a really good pace because we have so many feelings and so many things happening that you want to read it all, and you get piece by piece each chapter. It's really fun to read.
Is it better to read it? Is it better to read it in totality than it is to read it week to week?
Yeah.
Those arcs, yeah,
for sure. I mean, there's certain parts in the arc which I, you know, like the Seducing Woods. I still don't enjoy the Seducing Woods.
But it's not like many chapters. It's like, I don't know, 3 chapters.
It's a few chapters, like. But the Seducing Woods, things that happened there, I think the wedding, we were talking about this a couple days ago. I think the wedding is the best part of Whole Cake Island.
Oh, yeah.
I like the runaway.
You like the running away?
I really appreciate it.
Oh, man.
Yeah. First of all, it's a pirate manga. So
yeah. You see like on the water fighting.
Yeah.
Oda did say he wanted to introduce more of that, though. He did say he wanted to do more pirate water battles. But I mean, I think the wedding was just so much tension because he didn't know how things were gonna go. And then, of course, Katakuri was the boss during that entire during the entire arc after he was introduced. He was great. And then people had problems with how Luffy and Katakuri concluded. You know, because people felt like Katakuri really won because Luffy wasn't really on his level, but you know, by taking all those hits, he managed to overcome it. But how do you guys feel about that? You guys don't really care about the power scale or something?
Before we continue, where is this stream being held? It's a Brago channel?
It's Brago's channel.
Well, I guess I can't see it in his channel.
It's not. I don't know if it's live.
Yeah, so what I'm doing, I'm recording it and then I'm uploading. I'm going to premiere it on the channel. At like
I got it.
At like a better time where people are like awake and you know want to do it too early. Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, do you guys care about the Luffy versus Katakuri thing?
I mean, I felt that was handled well. I felt that the fight went on for a little too long, though. I mean, I wish it would have been a little shorter. I mean, maybe that's just me.
Well, actually, there's a matter of how the community reacts. It kinds of interferes of how you feel about it. Many people were saying that it's the best fight in One Piece history and blah blah blah, and it's not. It is a good fight. There are some things that I really don't appreciate about it, but it is a good fight. To say it's the best, I think it's quite. Not understanding.
What's your idea of the best fight in One Piece, Marco?
For me, it's Luffy versus Usopp. The
Luffy
best fight.
versus Usopp.
Really?
Actually, I dig that fight too, man. I think Luffy
The
versus
best fight in One Piece?
I don't know if it's the best fight, but I thought it was a heartfelt fight. You know, like it had the emotions going and everything. I don't know. I don't know if there was the same emotional attachment to Luffy versus Katakuri. There may have been the fandom behind it. You know, just watching these two powerhouses fight each other and seeing Luffy overcome.
Yeah, it's definitely not the same thing. Definitely
there's
not the same thing.
different context to each fight.
I would say the best fight is probably Luffy versus Rob Lucci. I think that's still number one, the undisputed king of all fights. What do y'all think about that?
Agreed. I have no issue with that.
I'm kind of mixed.
It's one of the best.
I think it's a tie.
How I analyze things is more the fact is why I enjoy One Piece is more the fact it's unpredictable. It lets just like all shonen is all predictable. So certain fights either unpredictable when something happens. Also, like for example, Ace's sad death is unpredictable. That what excites me the most, something unpredictable. So against Katakuri for me, we all knew Luffy will win, right? We all knew he would win. So
I didn't. I was.
Well, some people weren't sure. Some people thought.
That I was.
Might pull out.
Yeah, I was. I said Katakuri was gonna win.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, after Luffy locked himself in the mirror world, it was like, all right, he kind of has to win. But I was hoping somebody would come into the mirror world or something would happen. Then after he left the mirror world, it was like, okay. But Katakuri was just so much better than Luffy going into the fight. But so I was kind of rooting for Katakuri for like you said, unpredictability and a change towards the end of the arc, where it's like they're running away with their captain defeated, and Katakuri like speared him because he enjoyed the fight or something like that. Yeah. But you know, for Luffy to overcome him because he learned to see the future in some way, it was. I don't know, man. It was just.
I mean, yeah. The opinions are generally that it's on the Katakuri really won, but it's the last man standing.
Yeah.
So the fact that Luffy was still, up and going, whereas Katakuri was, he had his share of fun. He was done with the battle. He passed out.
Yeah.
But for me, what makes this fight not that really good is that it's good to see One Piece fights because we kind of have a strategy, something to overcome. But it was not what happened in this fight. It was like a Dragon Ball Z and Naruto formula. The protagonist simply, out of nothing, got a new form, and this new form was really powerful, and he won like that. And from now on, we have this problem that every new fight we have, we may think, oh, now Luffy can use another form, and I don't like this formula. I prefer tactics on this battle instead of, now I'll use a stronger form. It's not like that,
You mean like Hunter x Hunter?
Yeah, like Hunter x Hunter. I really love Hunter x Hunter, for example.
Yeah, that's what I actually agree with, because like I said, why it became predictable is because we knew that Luffy had a trump card. We knew he had more forms, either going to another gear, as in Gear 5 for example, or we knew that he would get another version of Boundman, which he did, hence why it wasn't as predictable. It was predictable. I think the only one we didn't assume was the future sight. That's something that, people couldn't speculate that Luffy would be seeing the future. I think they put that in there during the fight with Katakuri, where he got to start seeing the future, and then showing flashbacks with Rayleigh as well. That's when
did Luffy ever actually see the future, or was he just sensing, like kind of like preemption or premonition? I don't know what the word is. Preemption, where he was able to, premonition or whatever, where he was able to sense, more.
He was able to see a little in the future.
Yeah,
I'm not
wrong. I was always confused about that, as to whether or not.
Well, he's not seeing what Katakuri's seeing. He's more off instinct. Where Katakuri is more visual. That's
actually perfect, Brago. Yeah, instinct, like his animal reflexes.
Yeah,
heightened compared to regular observation Haki, where you had an idea, but
with Katakuri, he sees legitimately like a video of what's gonna happen, which is insane.
Yeah. I forgot who it was, Brago, on a couple of your streams, but there was always someone that really hated Luffy's what's it called, observation Haki development. Thought it was trash. Was that? I don't know.
I don't know. A lot of people didn't like it just because it felt like, okay, I wish, because remember he had that moment where he's like, I wonder if I could see the future too, and then he goes into the fight, the second half of the fight, Then he's starting to see the future, and then it's like, you know, that made it rough. But
yeah,
I don't know. I'm past it.
Let me ask you something about Katakuri. I really felt like this, he being intangible was kind of far-fetched because he's not a Logia, but he behaved like a Logia. And the explanation that he's kind of a
Special paramecia.
It was, for me, it felt like it was far-fetched. It was Oda trying to recover the old hype from the intangible Logias, but he didn't want to do it like that. How you felt like it?
Remember at first, it was a Logia. It was said it was a Logia in the manga when we read it that week. Then all of a sudden it got released like, oh, it's not a Logia. He's a special paramecia. But I mean, I didn't mind it because it made me excited for Devil Fruits going forward, where maybe we'll see more special paramecias. Are they gonna have? Well, we know we have special Logias, right? Like Blackbeard, somewhat of a special Logia. And I kind of view mythical zones as special zones. So I think Oda was trying to go there with it. And I mean, I love the mochi fruit, so it's I didn't mind it as much.
I completely agree with you. You know, like, Oda didn't like people like saying that this character's weak, and he want to prove them they're all strong. It could be the same for the fruits, where people assume that Logias are the strongest fruits.
Yeah.
He just showed that no, there's also special paramecia. There's also mythical zones. He's trying to make sure that there's
it's
always
all
fruit at the same level. That's why it was a good idea.
Trying to make a balance, kind of the mythical zones, so that the zones aren't the weakest.
Zones are viewed as the weaker fruits, though.
Yeah, but I'm saying like the mythical zones, kind of like what FlyingPanda is saying, allows for there to be more of a balance between them. So now you have special paramecia, you have mythical zones, and you have Logia.
Yeah.
But the thing about
I wonder if there's going to be like a shift to Logia as well, where there's like special Logias,
like Blackbeard's fruit.
That's true. Blackbeard is kind of unique.
Yeah.
But I think about special paramecia. Special means you're not one of the other kinds, but paramecia are so different from each other. Paramecia is basically the rest. If you're
anything.
Not a Zoan,
it's anything.
If you're not, so what's a special paramecia? The paramecias are all so.
They're all kind of special because you got the Doa no Mi, you got the jacket fruit, you have Sugar's fruit.
You know, so what's the meaning of special paramecia? Because
I guess for those paramecias, I would say, go ahead, Elf. My bad.
I would say Law's fruit is an example of a special paramecia because I mean, look at everything he can do. It's kind of like one of those overpowered devil fruits that can do a lot of different things. You know?
So I always looked at like special paramecias as like
really augmentation of someone's body, right?
Yeah, Law can do anything. Seemingly.
Could be the rarity as well.
For me,
rare is, and it's added special to the names because it's all rare fruit, which is more overpowered than the other normal fruits, for example.
I always view the special paramecias as like kind of like origin fruits, like the origin, like some fruits that were kind of like some of the first fruits to come about. So I view Law's fruit that way, Big Mom's fruit that way, Whitebeard's fruit. Like these fruits are just like amazing as far as the abilities and the shit they can do.
They're broken.
Yeah, they're broken. So like those stand atop the paramecia as far as devil fruit.
Don't you guys think that after the introduction of Haki, the power of the Yummy no Mi, it's the fruit from Blackbird is Yummy, if I'm not mistaken. Don't you think the charm of it was kind of because he could cancel the power of the Logia, so now it's not that special. Yeah, because back then it was very special. He could just touch the Logia, something that people could not do. But now we know that you only need to have Haki to do that.
Well, the uniqueness of Blackbeard is that he can cancel out your power, whereas Haki doesn't do that. Haki just allows you to be able to impact or touch a Logia, but the Logia can still use their abilities.
Right. So I guess, for instance, say Blackbeard is fighting someone like Magellan, right? And he cancels out his poison. Whereas like if you have Haki and you punch Magellan, you can hit him, but the poison is still like it's still around you. Where Blackbeard is canceling it. You know, so I mean, Haki isn't as fleshed out. We need more information on Haki because right now it's you're not really sure what Conqueror's Haki is. I think Whole Cake Island gave us a somewhat confusing explanation of observation Haki because a lot of people are still like, is Luffy seeing the future? You know, is Luffy eventually going to see what Katakuri sees? And then Armin Haki, it seems like Katakuri, because I don't know if you guys remember that page where it said, oh, there's another level to Armin Haki or something. And then he used like block mochi. And then when he punched Luffy, Luffy's hand was hurting. So you assume like there are different levels to it. And also, I don't know if you guys remember Marineford, when the Admiral stopped Whitebeard's Shockwave from touching the platform.
So they used armor and Haki on a point of impact to make a barrier. They
made like a barrier using Haki. The only person we saw do that kind of was Rayleigh again.
We saw Sabo kind of use a similar like burst technique, but it wasn't a barrier.
Yeah, like, so it's just it's one of those power systems that it has to be explained a bit better. Of course, we have an idea, a general idea of what it is, but it's not like Nen, you know, like.
Yeah.
I think Anima Haki is one of those ones. I think his main focus was protecting as a defense, a spirit to protect.
Seemingly, but it seems like if you go into a fight nowadays, that's the first thing they're doing. They're like, exactly. Yo, Armin Haki hardening, and they're fighting with that. So I'm not sure as far as where that's going. But
yeah, it's especially with Conqueror's Haki. I mean, we still don't really know if there's any secret abilities. Like a lot of people say Shanks has some sort of red lightning that he can make with Conqueror's Haki.
I don't know. That's video game headcanon. I don't know.
Yeah. And people speculate that because of video game, but I mean, it seems like it could be a thing, you know. So
it's possible. Yeah, I mean, especially how they did the anime version of Luffy versus Katakuri. They made it seem like the Conqueror's Haki amplified their attacks in the anime. So, what were you saying, Ragnar?
Oh no, I was gonna say. I mean, you had a stream with Mugiwara Matt B, and you're talking about different types of Haki. That's actually one of the topics on the list. I don't know if you guys want to transition over to the different topics.
Let's do it.
All right. I was gonna ask you guys. Well, let's just talk about Haki. What do you guys think about the future of Haki and whether or not there's another state beyond what Katakuri showed, and how long it will take for Luffy to actually learn the second state of armament, the next state of observation, which he seems close to doing, and the next state of Conqueror's Haki.
It's still about Haki and Conqueror's Haki. I remember people saying that Shanks had the biggest Haki. Well, now it was kind of confirmed, but because he could move the ship from Whitebird, just moving and like breaking the.
He was breaking the ship from this Haki. Yeah.
And now in the fight of Katakuri and Luffy, they simply destroyed the whole building with the power of the Conqueror's Haki.
Clashing together.
So you know, when I saw that, I thought, God damn, what the fuck is happening? Because we knew that Shanks were so powerful, and he was like one of the biggest Haki, and he that thing with the Whitebird ship. But now seeing that even Luffy can have a so strong Haki, it was kind of, I didn't see it coming now, at least. I don't know how the development of Haki will be, but we still need so many explanations for so many things. And Luffy, I don't know if he will have an awakening or not, but the time is running out. You know, One Piece will not stand for more 10 arcs. I don't know how it will go. I don't know about you.
Any thoughts, Panda?
To me, it's almost an upgrade, really. To enhance the story further, you need to upgrade your specific skills. You can't always do fighting techniques, and they're using that again. When Nin came out for Hunter X Hunter, basically that Naruto started copying with when they did Shippuden. They had their own elemental chakra, didn't they?
Yeah.
I always believed this Haki was this elemental side. I speculated many times that could be the fact is elemental Haki might be involved more. You've seen so much fire techniques and electric, so I've always thought that Conqueror's Haki might be the stage where it embeds in your body, where you have elements inside you or something like that. as an upgrade to the specific skills. So again, it's more of speculation at the moment. There's not really much evidence really in regards to it. But I always thought elemental Haki would be involved somehow to involve Haki more, because again, why does Haki hurt Logia people? Because the spirit's so strong, it almost scares the spirit's power away from the body. Does it make sense?
Or it's able to make contact. Well, one soul is able to make contact with the devil fruit soul.
Exactly, and it will just like push the soul back. So hence why it works. But again, what Marco said is, then what's the point having Blackbeard's devil fruit then if that Haki exists in the first place? So for me, Blackbeard's fruit might be more than that. I done video years back ago is that Blackbeard's power could have the black hole effect. That makes sense, where his awakening could create a black hole and everything gets sucked into that black hole. Have you seen the Naruto fight in the final stages of the war? When I think Pain done something like that, where everything got sucked into the center point of gravity.
Yeah.
So if Blackbeard can do something similar, sucking infinite gravity into a black hole, that can literally destroy the whole world.
I'm sure he's gonna have a black hole technique, because he already has Kurozu, right? Which
one of my theories is that Blackbeard will have like a wormhole.
Yeah.
Where he can travel, and that's how he'll show up in Wano. Is that he'll create a black hole out of his ability, and him and his crew will just pop out of that wormhole.
I made a theory like that, like I think like 3-4 years ago. I think I was calling it like a portal shift, where you can create portals and travel through. And it's crazy in Jump Force. That's what they have him doing. I saw a clip of him doing that in Jump Force, which is like,
wow.
I was like,
that's a spoiler.
Yeah. So he's like, he just floats up and he goes into this dimension or whatever and disappears. And then when you think about the abilities that his crew has, if you have the ability of Blackbeard to kind of transfer matter anywhere, then you have the ability of Katakuri and Devon to turn into anybody. Then you have the ability of Shiryu to be invisible.
Or make his crew invisible.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. He can infiltrate anywhere. So, that could be crazy.
Getting back to Haki though, my opinion is that we're going to see more of it from Queen and King, the next state of Haki, because we only saw it with Katakuri. We didn't see it with
Smoothie or Cracker. Well, Cracker had strong armament, but he didn't have
the next state. I think a lot of people were theorizing that it involves combining it with your devil fruit in some way. And Luffy so far has shown that he can combine his Haki with Gear 4 to make the tension on it stronger. But the next state for him would actually have like a named move that's related to combining his rubber with Haki beyond just using Haki on his body.
I assume Red Hawk is that though, right?
Actually, yeah, you're right. Red Hawk is
But I guess a Gear 4th
from his fire.
Yeah. I guess a Gear 4th move somewhat like that, because Katakuri, he had Burning Mochi.
Exactly.
Which that was a crazy attack. I wonder why he didn't use it more. But yeah, Luffy probably a Gear 4th version of Red Hawk.
Speaking of Red Hawk, Ragnar, I called you Ragnar. Brago. Didn't you always find it funny how Luffy never used Red Hawk at all again on Katakuri? He used it one time, and it seemed to melt his mochi, and he never used Red Hawk anymore against Katakuri the entire fight. It's like Oda took that away from him.
I think Katakuri, when he used Red Hawk and it went through Perospero. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. He used it one time, but he never used it again. After that, after it showed to be effective against Sweets, the fire, Oda did not have Luffy use that move another time on Katakuri.
I think what it was Luffy realized that attacks like that were not going to do anything to Katakuri. Maybe. Because he used his trump card, Gear 4th Bound Man, and he got he got his hits in. Then Katakuri regained composure, and he was like, all right, we're back to square one. That's not going to work again on me. Then he uses Peerless Donuts and then overwhelms Gear 4th. So it's like going to a Red Hawk attack is just
exactly. And especially it uses a lot of most likely power, where if you can't hit him, it means nothing. That's why Snake Man was so effective, where Snake Man can hit Katakuri because you can't predict where the moves were.
But a lot of people wonder about Snake Man too, Panda, because they're saying if Luffy always had Snake Man, why didn't he use Snake Man against Doflamingo, right? Because it seems like, okay, Snake Man was always a part of his arsenal, but Observation Haki wasn't necessarily necessary for him to use it. So why did he wait so long? How do you guys feel about that?
I thought that observation Haki, if you look at the eyes and the way the Haki kind of centers around the eyes, it's kind of indicating that in order for Luffy to be able to keep up with the speed of Snake Man, he needed to have the ability to sense his own speed in a way.
Yeah, I just wish it was explained better, you know?
I like that one.
Yeah, it wasn't explained well at all. It kind of just left up room for like assumption and speculation, but
really
I feel like
flashback.
it really was. Yeah, Luffy's moving so fast with his attacks that probably without a better observation of Haki, he wouldn't be able to use that ability.
I can see it. I can see it. I just wish like it was a point where in the story Oda goes out of his way to say, "Oh yeah, I'm glad I have this, you know, I'm learning this observation Haki now, so I wouldn't be able to control Snake Man." Because then it's like, why didn't you use it all this time before? But as far as like Haki, I think the second stages of Haki definitely we're going to see a lot more in Wano, especially if, you know, Kaido's the one to fall. We're going to need the best they can get. So I think we're going to see the second stage of armament for sure in Wano, where Luffy unlocks it.
Yeah, and other than Snake Man, he probably has a couple other forms that he hasn't revealed.
Yeah.
So, like you said, why didn't he use Snake Man versus Doflamingo? I mean, he could use a new form versus Kaido, and then we'll be saying, well, why didn't he use this form versus Katakuri? You know what I'm saying? So
I guess if he said, but the thing is, if he uses a new form versus Kaido, and he's like, yeah, I needed to control this better, needed to control X better, then I could use this form. Then it's like, okay, I understand it. But with him just using Snake Man, and it just seemingly like, all right, I need to use it now. It was just like, all right, you know. But I mean, I don't have a huge problem with it, because obviously Snake Man was needed to defeat Katakuri. But, you know, you think about things like that.
It makes you question, though, would Snake Man be the right one to attack Doflamingo? Because Doflamingo was more about destroying his attack, whereas if he done Snake Man and Doflamingo done strings everywhere, would his arms get cut or something? You know, it could have been a different fighting style completely, where Katakuri was so unpredictable, you have to hit him somehow. But then it might be his defense is not as strong as Doflamingo or something.
That's fair. But I think about, like, okay, he used Culverin versus Doflamingo, you know, and I guess fighting Doflamingo, I don't know. I think it would be the same outcome.
It would be the same outcome. It's what can I say, the jack of all trades, and it makes sense. So
yeah,
Bowman has everything of every moves of every potential transformation.
Yeah,
it's got elements of Snake Man in that Bowman attack, and it's got elements of Tank Man in it. Doesn't make sense. So Bowman was the jack of all trades.
Yeah.
So if that makes sense. So the next, for me, like the next version of Luffy would be a most likely a flying kind of technique, a flying kind of attacks. Doesn't make sense.
I was thinking it'd be like
or King Kong kind of attacks, a King Kong kind of a moveset, become bigger and stronger like King Kong. So specializing the transformation based on his special attacks of Boundman.
Well, we haven't seen the original Tank Man yet. We've seen the fat version, but we haven't seen the original Tank.
I don't know. I never liked Tank Man, so yeah, it was just.
After all these streams with Brago, you've probably been talking about these conversations millions of times now, haven't you?
Yeah. I just don't like Tank Man. It's just, oh man, I feel like it just ruined Cracker.
It ruined the Cracker fight.
Yeah, because it seemed like it was a joke, you know, and then just it knocked Cracker back, and Cracker was out the entire arc. It's just, I don't know, but you know, I understand it's a part of Luffy's arsenal, just him being so versatile. So.
That's right. But talking about these kind of fights, what do you guys think? Katakuri, undefeated, first time ever in his life defeated by Luffy. Does that mean, I'm not saying it's true, does it mean if they did fight the other Yonko commanders, does it mean that Katakuri has defeated King before, defeated Queen before? What do you guys think?
Or they probably neither of them lost.
They never fought. They never finished.
Yeah,
right.
Probably.
No conclusion to the fight.
Yeah, right. So with
Katakuri,
Katakuri,
Shanks and Mihawk.
Yeah. So you say, was it like a Shanks and Mihawk fight, Marco?
Yeah, it's saying similar to that. Like neither of them won.
Well,
although some people.
It's implied that Mihawk won, right?
That Mihawk won. Well, I mean, I can see I can see Shanks given his personality, not caring maybe if he lost in a sword fight with Mihawk. Even though he's stronger.
Yeah.
Shanks should be stronger, but in just a sword fight, he probably wouldn't use his other abilities. He just fight Mihawk fairly swordsman versus swordsman.
Yeah.
And wouldn't care.
But I think
So,
with someone like Katakuri, right? I don't care who you are. It would be, well, other than the Yonko, it's going to be a difficult time to take him down, right? Because of his abilities. So I think with the Yonko and them being at a stalemate, like if Big Mom is sailing and she happens across Shanks for some reason, like the battles never really got anywhere. You know, like maybe they have a quick clash, but for the most part, it seems like the Yonko, they avoid each other. Like they have a system and they stay within their system and they avoid each other. So they don't really clash as much. It's like a stalemate. Which I guess Blackbeard is kind of eradicating that because he's moving around a lot more. But I just don't think, like, even if he fought King, because the Big Mom Pirates, they seem to know about King. And it makes a lot of sense since they were Big Mom and Kaido confirmed to be on the same crew.
Do you notice though? It seems that the older children knew about King, but the younger ones they know.
Right, exactly. So the older ones, I'm sure they met King before. So another interesting thing was that we can't do anything because King is in the sky, which is like, okay, there's no all you kids, you can't do anything about King. So that speaks to King's strength as well, especially with Smoothie there as a commander. But I think any fight they had was it never finished. So I think Katakuri was never defeated, even if he comes across an admiral, and how the admirals are probably outside of Akainu, they would rather like not have a huge fight and just go your separate way, because that's just how the admirals are. They just want to maintain peace as long as possible outside of Akainu, because he would think he's fighting anybody. But I don't think the fights ever ended.
Let me ask you guys, Katakuri pirates confirmed or?
Actually, that leads on to the next topic. What do you guys think of the recent chapters? That's what we started with.
Yeah.
The recent chapters for me, I know Brago had a stream and I was saying this. I found it ominous the way they were talking about it. I know that some people said it was lighthearted and it killed the mood, but I found it ominous that they were joking about Big Mom being no longer a part of the Big Mom Pirates and them having to find a new leader. That's
my next video I'm working on, actually. Cool. Talking about, because I've been mentioning this for a long time now, ever since Whole Cake Island succession plan for the Big Mom Pirates, because Big Mom seemingly she's being afflicted with a lot of these things more frequently. So I think at some point they have to kind of have a plan in place for, okay, if something happens to Big Mom, like if she dies or she gets captured, what's the plan of action? So again, Oda mentioning this could be an indication of that, that they've had this conversation before, that they've thought about it. But I think it's an interesting discussion, just thinking of if something were to happen to Big Mom, because right now it doesn't feel that way, but she's in a lot of danger, right? Because she's on enemy territory and she doesn't know who she is, right? So it's like she could die. Legitimately, she could die. But of course, with Kaido owing her a favor, it kind of takes away from it. But no, I think Katakuri obviously is the person that would lead the Big Mom Pirates.
But you can go on, Panda.
All right. Now this reminds me of a British mentality joke. So basically, me and Legendary Anime, who we work together, we always joke that Big Mom is based on the Queen of England, initially anyway.
Yeah.
But this joke, it reminds me of the Queen of England, where the Queen of England is now 92 years old, and his son, Prince Charles, is now in his 60s.
Yeah.
There's always been a joke in the British press that's saying that he always wants her to pass away so he can become the king of England.
Yeah, yeah.
Like a joke where the kids are like, "Come on, Big Mom, you're so old now. Come on, let us be the captain of the ship for once." You know, and it's like, it reminds me of that kind of joke. And so,
oh wow, I never thought about that, but that's
yeah, it's like, oh, you've been too long now, Mom. Let us. We're so powerful. Let us be the captain next. You know, retire now. You know.
I think honestly, how Whole Cake Island was portrayed, other than I think like Katakuri was almost acting as the captain, right? Where he was the person that they depended on in times of like strife. Where Big Mom, she was just doing whatever she wanted to do, where of course she had the final say with most things, but it seemed like they would always go to Katakuri like, hey, this is going on, what do we do? So it seems like he was always, and then obviously took on the role of being that perfect, right? So he always had that responsibility and pressure. So I think if anybody's prepared for it, it's him. If that were the case.
What else do you guys think about? I was gonna say, what else do you guys think about the recent chapters and what's taking place, whether with the Big Mom Pirates or with Kiyoshiro?
But you know, still about Big Mom, I was wondering because if you think about an One Piece ending where peace is established, you probably need to have some kind of balance of power that is friendly.
Yeah.
That's like what happened to Naruto. So we know Naruto will never enter a war against Gaara, for example. And during the war, they kind of make friendship.
Right.
With
They all made friends
because. So if you think, One Piece is very unpredictable. But if you think that we'll have kind of a similar setup in One Piece,
okay.
so you have the good Marines, we have Kobe, we have Fujitora. These guys can kind of conduct the Marine in a good way. And Luffy would have, as a Yonko or Goko or whatever, he needs to be in good terms with the other Yonkos. So he is in good terms with Shanks. Some people say Shanks can die, and he can, but he is in good terms with Shanks.
Yeah.
We know Katakuri has an admiration for him. Kind of like the guy.
Yeah.
Blackbird is still very unknown. How's his personality? If he's an evil man or he's just a real pirate,
Yeah, Blackbeard doesn't care for Luffy.
But the point is, I can totally see a future where Big Mom is not here, Big Mom dies or whatever, and Katakuri takes the realms of the crew, and Luffy will kind of be, a Roger and Whitebird relation. We are kind of rivals, but we respect each other. So something like that.
Okay, I can see that. The problem I have is I never see the Marines being okay with piracy, and I know the end of One Piece is trending towards, all right, the revolutionaries, they get rid of the celestial dragons, but the Marines are still going to be there. And we presume the people in power are going to be Kobe, Smokers, Fujitoras, those guys, which are, honorable Marines.
Well, I think when the Yonko fall, that will make it more even for there to be the new balance of power in the world will be simply pirates and Marines. Because if you think about it with criminals and cops, you need one another to coexist in order to balance one another out. So the pirates need Marines in order to continue on what they're doing. There can't be a world of piracy without Marines in order to keep some of their numbers reduced, and vice versa.
Right.
The Marines need a purpose to exist as well. They need the pirates around in order to continue doing their job.
But I expect for the pirates, the strong are going to rise to the top regardless. So even in this generation, say Kaido, Big Mom, Shanks fall, we're still going to have like
New Yonko,
Katakuris, the Kid, the Luffy's. They're going to be there. And the thing is, Luffy's and the Marines' ideals and goals, they're never going to match. They're never going to agree because Luffy wants to be free and do whatever he wants to do. And for the Marines, they want control. And so, like, that's why before the Reverie arc, before they gave information as far as, like, okay, what Dragon really and truly wants and what he cares about, I always pondered, like, how would Luffy and Sabo coexist? Because if Dragon takes over the Marines and the Revolutionaries take over, they're on opposite sides. But
the Revolutionaries aren't pirates, you're right.
But the Revolutionaries, they just want to take down the Celestial Dragons. They understand that there needs to be order and that the Marines are a part of the ecosystem. But they just know that the Celestial Dragons, they aren't necessary. They are the worst part of the world government.
I don't think Dragon's going to keep the world government, though, because Dragon seems to be based on Che Guevara, and he was kind of like a communist. So it seems like he might make a small government.
If I may, I would say Fidel Castro.
Yeah, but his ship isn't his ship.
I saw that theory too. I don't know if you made it, Alpha, and I may have watched your video on it or someone else. But yeah, Che Guevara is what people were saying.
Yeah.
But I guess they're parallels of Fidel Castro.
Well, even Fidel Castro was a communist, so I think that he's not going to keep the same system of government. It's going to be like more localized governments instead of one entity controlling the world.
And instead of the Marines being a dominant force.
Yeah, he's going to lessen their power to make everything more equal for the people.
Well, I think that's the natural progression, but I don't think he's going to be the one to implement that. I think it's going to be obviously the Kobes and Smokers and Fujitoras, in which they're going to give obviously the each island there, to reign over however they choose to do it, but it's going to be within the realm of certain amount of rules, right? But I don't think Dragon is going to be like, all right, I'm the supreme ruler, I'm sitting on this empty throne, because I don't think his grudge is really with the Marines. It's with the Celestial Dragons.
That's why I kind of agree with what Alpha was saying, because if you look at the American system of government, it's kind of like states versus federal rights.
Right.
And I feel like it's going to be more states' rights when Dragon takes power. He's going to give more power to the islands, like Alpha was saying. More power to individual islands, instead of them having to answer up to the world government, instead of them having to offer up money in order to be protected by the Marines.
Yeah, I mean, I see it going that way, but again, I think the personalities that are in the world government, in the Marines already, they would be the ones to implement that. Like I said, Fujitora, obviously, like how he did in Dressrosa, where he basically was hella transparent with everyone and everything that happened. I feel like that's something he would lean to. He's already trying to abolish the Shichibukai system, got the Shichibukai system abolished. So for Dragon, say he goes and he takes over and that's something he's trying to implement, it's just, I don't think he has, honestly, the resources to take over the Marines. It's just, he doesn't have enough to do that. Like, say his top commanders are Sabo and Betty and those guys, and we saw that it took 4 of those guys to fight like 2 admirals, and say Dragon is on the level of a Yonko. We have a Kainu, we have Kong, we have obviously the Green Bulls, the Fujitoras, the Kizarus. It's just, they have too much on their side for Dragon to try to take over the world government. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like for him, he's just trying to eliminate the Celestial Dragons and their control over the world government.
So you're saying that Dragon's smart and he doesn't have a vision for trying to take out the entirety of the Marines and world government. That's just way too much to handle all on his own.
Because if he topples that system, coming up with a system that could maintain order, if he topples the Marines and he wants to create his own system, it would be
to replace them.
You'd have to replace like so many positions and implement so many things. By that time, pirates are going to take advantage of that, like that period in which the Marines wouldn't be active. That's I don't see him going that far, but I can see what you guys saying as far as like him being based off of being a communist and stuff like that.
Anyone have any thoughts on the recent chapters?
The recent chapters. Queen going to Udon, Big Mom losing her memory. Let me see. Well, Kyoshiro, I'm not sure where his allegiance lies. That's something I'm interested in, to see exactly what he wants. Because for me, from the position he's sitting in, he has everything he would want, right? He has power. He's in the ear of the Shogun. Obviously, a lot of women. Like,
Jorbo was saying that there's no hope for Kirishiro being a good guy anymore because of what happened with, is it Hogoro or Hyogoro, the flower?
Oh, taking over as the head of Yakuza?
Yeah, he feels like whatever happened there is shady. Like, that Kirishiro must have done something that wasn't right in order to assume the lead position. My opinion is just that he could have been a loyal follower, and he happened to assume the ranks when Hyogoro was captured.
I'm with you.
Yeah. I wouldn't say there's no hope, but I think for him, how it seems like he serves the throne.
He's too much suspicion going on. He reminds me of, I know you guys watch Bleach, but it's really, Gin from
Ichimaru
Bleach kind
Gin.
of mentality.
Yeah.
Something
Totally.
suspicious about him.
He looks like he looks like Jin from Bleach. You said
Exactly. Like 20 years ago, exactly when Kaido and Orochi took over from the Kozuki clan. 20 years ago, exactly when Kuroshiro took over from Hiryu to get that previous Yakuza. So it shows that basically he's in it kind of his own ambition and so on.
Yeah. I mean, in terms of being one of the 9 red scabbards, I feel like it's already confirmed that he is, because if you look at the silhouettes of the images of there's a panel
with
Kinemon. It shows the hairstyle of Kyoshiro.
I thought
one of the 9 samurai.
I thought
wasn't that Kamazo the Manslayer? Didn't it look more like him because he has the same type of ponytail? Or are you talking?
It was like a in Zoe when Kinemon was talking about it. He showed. Well, I thought Kinemon was talking about the those are the people they had to face. Right?
Oh, I thought y'all were talking about the people who traveled in time. My bad.
No.
Okay, never mind.
No, let's talk about another still. Who, if I had the picture right now, I'd show it. But
I think I can find it. But yeah, it was in Zoe when when Kinemon was talking about everything that happened. They showed a silhouette of just about a bunch of people from that time, and you saw the hairstyle of Kyoshiro. And I thought those were people.
Okay, yeah. I remember that.
I remember that picture.
He thought that that those were their opponents.
Yeah.
So
that's what I thought that Kinemon was referencing.
He could be right.
But I don't know. I mean, the recent chapters so far. I mean, I know people hate the Big Mom losing her memory thing. Obviously I don't have any issue with it. It's like I don't have a reason to have an issue with it yet. You know.
To me, it's funny. Go
ahead.
To me, it's funny for Big Mom because like last year I said that Big Mom come to Wano and help Luffy in a way, but for her to lose her memory, I know it's quite sucks for the plot line, but we get to see a different side of Big Mom. The one that we want to see. We've seen her as some crazy, hungry weirdo since forever, and seeing another side to her. Like last chapter with her dribbling with Chopper all the time. I don't know about you guys. I'll keep laughing at every time I see her dribbling with Chopper. So it sees another side. It's almost a likability factor with her now. I don't know about you guys. I starting to like her a little bit because these
I like her as well. Yeah, she's returned to her childish self, so you're kind of more enamored with her.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, nowadays, some part of the fandom has such a rush on hating on things that I don't know why is it. I remember when the Toki no Mi was revealed.
It's breaking One Piece.
One Piece is ruined.
Yeah.
The end of One Piece.
I remember that.
But it was just introduced. You don't know how.
I was like, relax.
Would manage to work on that, and it's kind of the same with Big Mom. Maybe we'll see such spectacular things concerning it, but we need to give Oda some time. Rushing on hating on it is stupid,
and that goes back to just the fandom being new, right? Where when you think about some other shonen, it's immediate payoff. It's not a long journey like One Piece is, and other shonen, like think about Fairy Tail. They play with time, and Naruto to some extent with the reanimation jutsu. They play with time, and it doesn't go well. So for a lot of shonen fans, when you hear One Piece they have a time fruit, they're like, oh my god, One Piece is gonna go downhill from here, and it's like.
And it's not like a linear storyline. For it to be unpredictable, people stare at something different.
Yeah.
But fantastic. It's like gives us more storylines.
Yeah.
Again, it goes back to the saying what Marco said is we don't have many arcs left of the until it ends. So how can you link all these all together into one kind of ending? Does it make sense? But it makes it more exciting though, the potential of what's happening at the moment.
What's up, Drizzt?
Yo,
what's up?
Yo,
how's everyone, guys?
What's going on?
Just woke up. Cool. Just woke up as well.
Yeah.
We were gonna have this at 11, but we still started at 10:30.
Super early for me.
It's all good. We were just talking about the how do you guys feel about the current chapters of One Piece, and we were talking about how people overreacted to the time fruit.
Oh
when
yeah.
it first
Oh, the
came out.
time fruit.
Yeah.
I think people overreacted to it. I think I was one of them, but I don't think there's any reason to not like put aside those fears yet, though. The time fruit has not been explained yet. So when people say that Oda handled time right, that's actually not correct because we don't know the context behind everything that happened. All we know is one rule of it. So I think we kind of have to wait.
You feel like it's broken, Drizzt?
Well, I don't know if it's broken.
Well, that's
one way or the other.
That's my thing. Where it's like, all right, we got to see it play out first before we say it's bad, right? So for me, so far so good. From my end, like how Oda's handled it, it's like, all right.
Because like my major question with the time fruit was like, okay, so Oda introduced the time fruit. Why was it necessary to introduce this ability? Like, with the events of Wano, why did it need the time fruit and jumping forward 20 years? Where it couldn't be in this timeline. That's what I'm kind of waiting for, this explanation. And if Toki goes throughout the whole arc, which is basically just being glossed over, then we'll find out. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oda has a lot of things he can do with the time fruit, but I'm not going to like say it's over and done with. Oda mastered the ability to go through time.
Well, I think the 20 years. Go ahead, Marco.
No, but the thing is, probably Toki has some deals with the Ancient Kingdom or something like that, so that's why he needed to introduce it that way. That's what I think.
The Void Century.
It could be.
Well, then you have other things to explain. So if Toki had deals with the Ancient Kingdom, then you have to explain that.
Either deals or she had a somebody told her of the perfect time she would have to use it. You know, where it's like obviously the person that they were waiting for is Luffy. So
but you know, basically all arcs in One Piece has some things that they need to explain. If you get the Whole Cake Island deal, we still don't know why the hell Sanji's mom is called Sora, the same name of the marine hero. That's something that was not explained, and there are some other things about Whole Cake Island that needed to be explained, and Minzo and Dressrosa and all arcs. So
didn't they say that
not really.
Didn't they say that Sora was related to the comic strip?
Yeah, Sora was in the comic strip.
He was the hero.
Well, I guess the difference between comparing Sora and the Time Fruit is that Sora was completely irrelevant to the Whole Cake Island arc.
That's true.
Whereas the Time Fruit is the entire emphasis of why Wano's even here to begin with.
Unless you agree with the theory that Sora was relevant because of the two families warring with each other.
Well, I mean, that's the Germa history, not necessarily the conflict of the Whole Cake Island arc. Because if Germa is going to be here in Wano, I think we'll find out about Sora then.
Yeah. And also with what Law said, also presented some deeper ties with Germa as far as the suit that Sanji's using, seemingly passed down. So that may be Oda may go deeper into it. I don't think so, but
you don't think so?
Nah.
Well, really?
With the Big Mom Pirates
with the time fruit,
Germa.
We don't know what happened to the Germa or the Fishman. So Oda still has to let us know. So that's probably an opportunity to go back. And
I think he had an opportunity in Whole Cake Island to give us more as far as like, you know, highlighting, okay, this could be passed down, other people could use the things, but going back into German history, it'd be tough for me to see him doing that.
So whenever Judge said like those 66 days of whatever, and he made his giant speech to Big Mom whenever he was crying, you don't think Oda's going to elaborate on how Germa got to the place they are now?
Nah.
Well, Brago, you think we're going to see the Vince books again?
Yes, but
that
I feel like
a chance to, you know, bring that back.
So I think it'd be like maybe like an offhand comment, like, "All right, Sanji, you look better in the suit than X." But as far as like Oda giving us a full history of it, it's hard to see it. It's hard to see it. It's really hard to see it. All right,
guys, I wanted to share something with you. I don't have a proper theory about it, but I really get a strong feeling, an intuition that somehow Momonosuke will have a buff and will enter seriously in the fight in Wano. I don't know if he will somehow grow up.
Well, they have the mature fruit, right?
But the fact that he is always training, always, each and every chapter he appears, he's training, and all that speech back in Zou that he wanted to be strong to fight for himself, but he is still weak, and he wanted to be strong, and he's training. I really think that somehow, I don't know if the fruit, the Toki no Mi will re-enter the story and
Well, Shinobu has a
somehow
fruit, right?
develop him to an adult form. I don't know how it's gonna be, but I really have a strong feeling that Momonosuke will enter the fight.
That's possible.
Marco,
but think about Shinobu's
Marco,
fruit.
Didn't you say that you had a theory where Jewelry Bonnie would somehow enter Wano from the Reverie and help Momonosuke to grow up?
I said it's something like that in Twitter long ago, but still before the Reverie. I said that I got the feeling that Bunny would somehow develop Momonosuke, but now that Bunny is on the Reverie, I don't think he is entering. The...
Is that this cat?
Oh, you Snickers.
Your cat doesn't.
She's unleashed herself.
What's up, Snickers? But nah, I think we have
invite Snickers in the stream, man.
We have the mature fruit with Shinobu, so that could do something.
Well, the mature fruit's kind of like the rot fruit, essentially, where it's like it just destroys things by aging them so fast.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, it ages it fast, but maybe she has a technique where it's like it's like a set way to do it, you know.
Well, I guess my thing is like, yeah, I think that might be possible, but for me, I've never really considered that an option, because when I'm looking at Momonosuke, I do think he's going to do something, but as far as like him being relevant in terms of fight, I'm more or less looking at Momonosuke in terms of his character arc, where he's going from coward to someone that actually tried to help, essentially. And I don't think he needs to be like strong in order to get a fight. I think it needs to like protect someone.
I think the strength is gonna not come from like just physical strength. It has to come from just like overcoming whatever he's gonna learn in Wano, right? As far as like what's happened to his family,
being courageous,
right?
baby.
Because he's gonna, I'm sure he's gonna learn some like deep shit about what happened to his father, his mother, all this shit. Where it's like he's gonna have to be strong for his people.
Yeah, because if you age Momonosuke with his Devil Fruit ability, if it is like official Devil Fruit, that would basically just be Kaido in the arc.
Then you got Momo versus Kaido fighting in the skies.
Yeah.
Momonosuke beats Kaido with the help of Zunisha.
The pink dragon.
Well, actually, now that we've seen that the Shogun is kind of a jerk and he doesn't seem to be that powerful, I think that maybe Momo could take the Shogun.
Ooh.
I don't know about that. I mean,
I really
Kinemon can probably take him, but I don't know about Momo.
I really don't know where to gauge the Shogun right now. I don't know if he's like first commander level or above these guys, but right now it's looking like
I don't think he's commander level.
Zora can take it.
Thing, though, I don't know.
He seems weak to me, actually. He seems weak to me.
It depends on the outcome. It depends on how effective Nami's lightning was on him. Like if that one lightning attack from Zeus
knocked him out,
Tomy,
they got it.
Knock him out.
That would be bullshit if
it knocked him out.
Kyoshiro
that was a pretty
affect him. That's the point. If he was strong, Kyoshiro would somehow, at least consider respecting him, and that's not the point. He's a coward. He blah blah blah. So I still think he is weak and he is really irrelevant.
Well, we always
somehow has a political power, and that's it.
We always said in Wano that the Shogun didn't have to be strong. It's just the people around him had to be strong. And of course, having Kyoshiro there, it's like, all right, the Shogun doesn't have to be strong at all, because we presume Kyoshiro to be the strong swordsman that Zoro could fight.
Also, every time they talk about him, they say, "Oh, the man has Kaido backing him up." They never respect him. They respect Kaido. So I believe he's not really strong.
I think that's what most people are thinking. But for me, there are only 4 mythical Zoan fruits in the entire series that have been confirmed. Kaido would be the 5th.
Yeah.
And it would be really odd if Oda gave the Shogun a mythical Zoan fruit for something that's incredibly historical in Japan, and then made everything about it a joke.
Maybe
because I was wondering, because I was on like the Shogun being irrelevant side, because I thought he actually had a smile devil fruit instead of just a mythical Zoan. But now that he has a mythical Zoan fruit, I think there might be a little bit more to him moving forward that meets the eye.
Have mythical Zoans been impressive though?
Yeah, there's 2 areas where he still controls Kaido for one, and also he's Shogun of 2 sword style. He uses 2 swords. 2 sword style. Only thing we've seen so far was his actual name, which is Orochi.
Yeah, we actually haven't seen him use swordsmanship and stuff like that. So he might be a beast.
Maybe he inherited his fruit, like it's like Pell and Chaka.
Oh yeah.
Well, here's the main reason.
Could be like a
this
treasure.
is a theory I was gonna make about this. I'll just do it here. So the main reason I think that he actually might be relevant is someone pointed this out to me a few chapters ago, and it was going around Twitter. I didn't really know what to think of it until I saw the fruit revealed. Is that so? Whenever we get like the flashback of like the figure of Odin, like attacking Shutamaru or whatever, there's like a design of his sword, and the Shogun has the exact same design of the sword that he was using when he was attacking like that maid in Kamirasaki. And the actual tale of Orochi is that Orochi has a sword like hidden inside of his body, that the person who defeats him obtains that sword, essentially.
Oh.
So
that's just like Orochimaru from Naruto.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, in a similar manner. And the person that defeated Orochi in lore was Susanoo.
That's right.
Who's like the god of wind, essentially.
It's actually a story, not a movie.
Yeah, I've actually seen a lot of theories saying Zoro's gonna have a Susanoo and shit like that.
Well, a lot of Zoro's attacks are wind-based.
Yeah. Oh yeah, true.
So you're saying
he creates a wind effect naturally as a swordsman, doesn't he?
So you're saying Odin defeated, Orochi defeated Odin?
I'm not saying I think he might have just taken the sword.
He just took it, because he even said in a few chapters ago, I beat Odin, right? Which was like,
Now, if he actually beat Odin, that would be ridiculous. That would give so much hype to Orochi. I just can't see it though. Odin's being hyped up too much for him to go down in a
because Odin went into Curry and beat all the strong people in Curry, and we saw that Shutamaru and somebody else with some Denjiro Komatsu, they were able to hold off Kaido with swim. So it's
that's crazy.
Right, if Orochi's that strong,
but based on what it showed in the flashback, right? Kaido was chilling in his fucking full transformation.
Yeah.
And we saw Luffy kind of force Kaido out of that form.
Do you guys think that's Kaido's human form or his Oni? Like just his
I don't know about the Oni theory anymore.
Yeah.
I think Kaido is just like a mixed breed of different races.
Probably
something like that.
Well, the Onis are ancient giants, so he could have some ancient giant DNA in him.
That's still possible.
Yeah, like Ors.
Yeah, that's possible.
Ors Junior, maybe he's like a mix between him and
because the government sign
he's an experiment
on Punk Hazard shows them doing experimentations on ancient giants.
So
they could have done that on Kaido.
I had this clickbait video called Kaido and Mewtwo.
I saw that. Yeah,
Ultimate Creature. Yeah.
It's good timing though. That time I was playing Pokemon Let's Go. So when I watched that, I was like, "Yay, Pokemon!" But yeah, remind us, Marco, what happened in that theory? You want to remind us that video you want to again?
No, but basically in the video I said that if you guys saw the first Pokemon video, all the stuff about Mewtwo being created in the lab and not fitting in the world, and mean people acted mean against him, so he freaked out, destroyed everything, and went to a distant island where he created other beings he could relate as equals and wants to destroy the world. In my third video I said that maybe it will be somehow like how Kaido's plot will be in One Piece. I really think that Kaido was experimented by the world government somehow. I put the points in the video, and if you see Kaido's crew, they are all or weirdos or they're not humans. No, the humans in Kaido's crew are the Smile users. So,
hey Marco, a quick point to add on to your theory. I don't know if you already had this in your video. Which is cool, is that Mewtwo had a clone, or Mew had a clone that was Mewtwo, right? Mm-hmm. And I know that FlyingPanda put out a video about Kaido and Momonosuke, the same dragon heart, right? Mm-hmm. And essentially it works like Momonosuke is a clone of Kaido in a way, and so the Mewtwo Mew thing kind of stands up with that.
Boy, I didn't think about it. Actually, I'll take a look.
You know what's kind of weird though?
Yo,
Momonosuke has the same model as Kaido, and to make smiles they have to use kind of like the DNA. Mm-hmm. So where did they get that DNA from?
Panda said that they used the dragon heart.
So they probably captured Kaido and took some of his like blood or something.
Yeah, to make the smile fruit.
In my theory, I even said that maybe I just considered the possibility that King, Queen, and Jack are also from the Punk Hazard. They are also experiments from the world government, and somehow they broke the place, went to a distant island, and started to make a crew to destroy the road. And
That's why King's all covered up.
Yeah, a lot of people say King.
that explains quite some things. For example, maybe King was being prepared to be the warden in Impel like a super warrior or something. Because when you come to think of it, there's no reasonable explanation for King using the uniform on Impel. We don't have any explanation for that, and this kind of it's a possibility.
Well, Kaido, if Kaido was in Impel Down for a long time, multiple times, maybe he got inspiration from that. Because the Udon prison, a lot of the guys in there, even in this recent chapter, the guy with like 4 legs, one of the guards, is wearing similar garb to the Impel Down guards. And so it seems like a lot of Kaido's forces are inspired, or at least his top ones are inspired from the wardens of the prison.
Yeah, because King looks like a mix of Shiryu and Magellan.
It looks like a mix.
So maybe this idea of all of them, the calamities and Kaido being kind of experiments from the world government. Jack, for example, can have some fisherman blood on him. That's why he can.
All experiments, so they all escape together. You think? And that's how
it's a possibility.
Okay.
And then they came up with doing the
crew. Brilliant.
And not only that, we know that Kaido was sentenced to death, 17 times, I don't remember.
40 times.
And was captured by the Marines multiple times. If he was with the Marines to begin with as a Guinea pig or something, it explained he trying to escape and being recaptured, and he was not that powerful back then, but as he grew stronger, somehow he managed to escape. So also, maybe it's just putting brainstorming here. Maybe Big Mom managed to help them in the escapee, or Big Mom was the one to put them in the wings of the rock pirates, so the Marines could not take them anymore. So that would be a lifetime debt,
I was thinking of that as well.
Yeah, some people theorize that the various people that defeated Kaido and his crew, the Yonko or the Marines themselves, the world government, however many times, each time they turned him over to collect a bounty, or to just turn him over to the world government, and they were the ones. So I don't know if Big Mom would have rescued Kaido out of there, because they were saying in the last chapter, even they confirmed that they used from what's his name, the guy that has the flying books, Devil Fruit, Mondor, yeah, he was saying how they used to be on the same crew. They confirmed it now.
Yeah.
But now they're at odds with one another, and so it's doubtful that Big Mom, after the Rocks Pirates fell, that Big Mom would have gone out of her way to rescue him. That was one of the topics I had as well. As what do you guys think of the members of the former Rocks Pirates, and what their impact was on the world in relation to the Pirate King?
I was thinking that the former
Alpha, you can go.
One thing for sure, they were before Roger's time. They were before Roger's time.
You don't give a fuck.
Patty said, "Fuck all that." Go ahead.
You get my theories on up.
Go ahead, Alpha.
I was gonna say I think the former captain is probably Captain John, because he seems to have been around in that era. And he seems to be he's kind of similar to Gold Roger, where he had a treasure. So it seems to me that he's one of the likely candidates who could have been the former captain.
The only thing I want to say about that Alpha is when I was researching about that last year, but the thing about Captain John, we met him already in Thriller Bark.
Yeah, his zombie.
We met him as a zombie. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why it almost made me debunk.
Was that actual Captain John, or was that a shadow of Captain John?
No, his corpse was there, and a shadow was put inside of his corpse.
A different shadow.
Yeah, that is the Captain John, the one that Buggy was looking for the treasure for. So after I saw that, I'm thinking this John guy is not as important as we thought he was.
Yeah.
At least it's like a
I mean, he has a legendary treasure, so I think if to have a treasure that legendary, you have to have done some great things. So
how legendary is the treasure though if Buggy's going after it?
Well,
Buggy is a legend himself.
And the thing is, in One
Buggy
Piece,
was on the Pirate King ship.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, was he?
Buggy was
some legends.
He was the heir to the throne, Drizzt.
I
He
don't
doesn't
know.
want the
Like,
One
yeah,
Piece.
with the whole thing, it could be really
He
legendary.
has it
but
already.
with the context surrounding around like if he's dead or alive thing, it wasn't really confirmed what the status of the Rock's captain was. And the fact that he keeps being mentioned up, the crew keeps being mentioned up, I feel like he's probably not dead. Or if he is dead, I don't know. People have been talking about this, but I don't know if the giant hat, right? I don't know if that doesn't belong to like, or like the body being kept, whoever is the owner. But I don't know if that's just not the Rock's captain. Because think about it, an entity like in some aspects, the Rock's captain exceeded Roger in many ways. Look at the potential of his crew. He had 3 Yonko candidates in his crew at one time. What kind of person would it take to have all these people under one crew? But Roger's death is remembered more than the Rock's captain. People like forget about him. How is that possible? It seems like someone swept it under the rug.
That's what I'm asking. Is like, what kind of impact did the Rock's pirates have on the world and the balance of power? Like, the balance of power seems like it'd be, swayed over because that's exactly what the government fears, right? Is that all the pirates would align with one another. And like Drizzt is saying, you had the Rock's captain, he should be legendary, and then he had those Yonko under him, and who knows who else he had on his crew. I have a theory that the doctor of the crew was the former wielder of the Opi no Mi, because they come from the same region, but that's a lot of people to have in one station.
But for me, the Rock's captain, I look at it as like he managed to convince these guys to work together to combat the Marines, where the Marines, I think at that point, were like an overwhelming force, where pirates back then probably didn't have a chance, and them coming together kind of created this alliance to stand up to the world government, where maybe he wasn't even as strong as them, but he convinced them to come together just because of, we have this enemy.
I would say he was probably stronger than Brago because this was a really, really long time ago, so most of these pirates weren't even in the prime.
Yeah, but Big Mom was always strong.
Yeah, but she wasn't Yonko level 40 years ago, or if she was, then we don't know that.
Yeah, so 40
and
years
if she
ago,
was
Big
Yonko
Mom,
and had those aspirations, like it would still take. It's not like someone with like average charisma, like Buggy would be the leader, and he's like, captain of the Rocks.
Or not even average. I think somebody just with like great persuasion, where it's like, with say you had Big Mom, Kaido. I think it's like a situation which is just timing, and whatever was promised. It's hard for me to see that Big Mom. It had to be provide something of value for Strusen to convince Big Mom to go under this person.
Actually, Brago, when you think about it, the Rock's captain did something that Goldie Rogers can never do, and that was unite people that are opposing factions that wouldn't usually get along.
That's what I'm saying. He provided something of value. Like after, like when with Roger and coming up, like Roger was basically creating his crew to, turn the world upside down after the Rocks, got abolished. But for the Rocks pirates, I think that was just a moment in time in which the Marines were just overwhelming, and for them coming together was the only way for them to save themselves. So it's just like an alliance. That's how I view it. I don't view the Rocks captain as like this overwhelming entity that's like stronger than Roger, or I think he was like fairly strong, but I don't think he was like this overwhelming force personally. It just like Drizzt said, it wouldn't make sense for him to not be heralded like Roger when he was Roger before Roger, if that's the case.
As we're talking about the Roger era and the Roger Pirates, are you in touch with the new film, Stampede?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
For those who don't know, we're probably seeing a former pirate from Roger's crew. I don't remember his name actually. And
Douglas
Bullet. And I was wondering, a guy tweeted that maybe it's somewhat common to see in the series some kind of relation to a film by the time that the film will go. I remember when they launched Chapter 0 before the Strong Road film.
Yeah.
And I was wondering, we're probably having some kind of showing Odin back then, a flashback from Odin. I guess we're seeing that. And if we're seeing Roger Pirates, I think that it's possible that we'll see this guy because they would not put uncanon.
Yeah.
I think at least we know that One Piece movies are not canon, but they have canon elements.
Yeah, they have canon characters. Yeah.
Yeah, just like Aokiji losing his leg.
Yeah.
We've seen first in the movie, and
that was huge.
That was crazy when I saw that.
Yeah, we have lots of things like that. Even now, some
Zephyr,
really uncanon characters just turned to be canon in the last few chapters.
Yeah.
So I guess it's pretty possible that in one arc, in a flashback from Oden, we'll be able to see this bullet guy. It's just a hypothesis, because it would be a chance for the Shueisha and Toei and whatever to promote the movie. So I can totally see that coming.
Oh, in the manga? Okay. So I saw Arthur posted Scopper from when we saw
Scopper
him,
Gavon, yeah.
and
I saw that
Bullet's design. It was like, wait, am I the only person that thought about this? How would you guys feel if that guy is actually Scopper?
His name, we know his name.
Demon Bullet, yeah.
No. Well, the thing is,
we know his name and what his act, like what his moniker was.
Right, right. The thing is, I think what if the story is after he left Roger's crew, he reinvented himself?
Well, it would be weird because Oda in one of the data books said that Scopper would most likely show up later on in the story. And it would be weird for him to like have that decision, be like, I'll put him in the movie instead.
And now that Big Mom's going to Udon prison, it's like we don't really need. I mean, do we really need another person to help Luffy escape?
No. He wouldn't be in. You talking about like in Udon?
Oh, I thought. I'm confused. I thought you were talking about the guy that was inside.
No, we're talking about Doug.
No, if Scopper is in the cage, it's like that would be whack. Just because when we were introduced to Rayleigh, he was in a cage as well. So it's just like, what are we doing here? But I was talking about like Bullet being Scopper.
How would you feel about that? The number 3 guy on Roger's crew, just being in a movie?
I don't know.
Wouldn't that be kind of weird? Like, because like for places like this would be comparing like Zoro and Sanji. What if Sanji wasn't in the story and got revealed in the movie? Like, yeah, I'm part of the Straw Hat Crew, baby. Let's go.
I mean, but the thing is, like, I would expect a number 3 guy not to be as heralded as Rayleigh and Roger, and those are the 2 guys. It's like always hyped up, and for like.
I don't know. I feel like if Oda did that, this would be an intentional troll moment because Oda has to know. Like he knows some of the fan stuff. Everyone is waiting for Scopper to show up so they can go like, oh, is he Sanji? Is he the Sanji of the crew? Is he the Sanji of the crew?
I mean,
and then if you just put him in a movie, it's just like screw all of you.
But the thing is, wouldn't that go along with how Oda treats like Sanji?
I mean, it would, but that'd be like a nail in the coffin.
Bullet by his name moniker sounds like he might be a marksman.
Demon Bullet.
Well, the thing is, the thing that was kind of going crazy was that the movie somehow showed him, using Conqueror's Haki. We're not sure, but it seems like he was using Conqueror's Haki. And a lot of people were saying, all right, that's fine. It's Roger's crew. That makes sense. And I think that makes absolutely no sense for him to have
I get Brago.
Conqueror's Haki. Like, why?
His moniker was quite interesting, where he's a demon here, where his person meant to replace Roger doesn't make sense. So having that name itself, adding the demon, when most people saying that Roger himself was a demon.
Okay.
So adding the word demon here, maybe he was the outcast of the crew, where he wanted to be the next replacement, but then his ambition was different from what the Roger's crew wanted. Who knows with the name itself?
So Roger gave the hat to Shanks instead of him.
That would be a good movie.
Like
that plot line.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's kind of what is key in the actual story, though.
Yeah, I would like for that.
Get to the point where like we're actually learning more about Roger's crew.
That needs to be in the story, because if that's something significant like that, where Roger chose Shanks as like his heir over this guy, that's something that's key as far as like this guy would probably go
motivation.
Yeah, he would be going after Luffy, right?
Yeah.
Like he sees that straw hat again, he's like, "That's my hat."
That's salty.
Yeah, he'd be mad.
What would be messed up if they said that his power is the same level as Shanks, and Luffy beats him in the film? So people's like, what?
I mean, to be fair, Shiki did get taken out by a Gear 3rd.
It's honestly weird how bad Shiki has been done in the series, dude. This guy was literally, from Oda's own words, he was a rival. Roger and Whitebeard, and he gets
but Drizzt, I'm working on my video about it, but Oda lied.
Lied about
He
what?
did.
Oda lied
Oh, about Shiki's strength?
about Shiki and Whitebeard being on Roger's level.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
think
Whitebeard
Whitebeard
definitely.
Well,
was
as far as like,
Whitebeard,
okay,
I mean-
when I say Whitebeard was that strong, but when I say like as far as competition, there was no competition.
Oh, you mean them wanting to be Pirate King?
Yeah, there was no competition.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with that, yeah.
Yeah.
There was no competition.
But I guess that Shiki had a enormous crew.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I guess that was kind of his power, you know.
Yeah, he had an enormous crew, but he got fucking
He got wiped it.
Yeah.
He didn't really have anyone of
No, I think
relevance
it's one of
in his
those
group.
things where Otis is like, yeah, this guy's part of the verse, but I didn't actually really intend to care about him.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna use him here.
Yeah.
And it makes me sad because every time that anything happens in the story,
It's
like with
Shiki!
Wano,
Yeah,
it's Shiki. Shogun Shiki. Everyone's Shiki.
Remember when the house was-
the floating,
The floating house?
house.
Shiki.
Yeah.
Remember
Yeah.
the new Shichibukai seeing the yellow long yellow
Yeah,
hair first
Shiki.
I was
time.
like, guys, listen,
Yeah,
Oda's already
true,
spilled
true.
the coffin on Shiki, dude.
Yeah,
He
it's always
doesn't care.
Shiki.
Drinking with
Oda has his characters that he favors, that he cares about. Obviously, and I think he obviously cares about the entire Roger Pirates. Like every one of them, Oda fucking loves. Well, we'll see.
Hey, Brago,
We'll see with
this
Scopper.
Is this upcoming movie canon?
I think it's gonna
it
have
might have-
canon.
Having the
Canon
like the
elements.
idea was made by Oda, but the writing
Yeah.
is done by someone else.
So I think
Okay.
canon characters, just not canon.
Maybe
story.
elements as well.
Yeah.
Almost every movie from One Piece has canon elements.
Yeah.
But having some canon elements doesn't mean that the story is canon.
Yeah. So I think like some of this, it's gonna be some things in there, but you know, like Luffy beating
Shiki's movie, for example, all the past really is canon that they show, but Luffy beating
Shiki,
Shiki is
come on.
absolutely uncanon.
Yeah.
Should even Luffy beat Zephyr?
Yeah,
I feel
Yeah.
it was kind of like what? Okay, Zephyr was like fighting Kizaru and whatever. But
Luffy's that strong.
it's like Luffy that strong with Gear Second. Like,
The movie power scaling is whacked.
oh my god! Like, he beat Zephyr in Gear Second. But anyway, wait, Ragnar, you had like a few more topics because
Yeah, I did. Eustass Kid and his breakout. What do you guys think about that? And what his role is going to be?
I saw people saying that Kid didn't really break out.
That he's still in there?
He's still in there.
Why?
Wait, what?
Yeah, I saw a lot of comments saying that he's
But why though? Why people think that? Is there a
he's
reason,
hiding
or
to
they
ambush.
trying to ambush?
Yeah, for
He's
some
playing.
reason.
He might pop up again, like while Luffy's fighting Queen.
Yeah.
He might pop up and then they'll.
That just seems like a weird writing to just put that in there.
Yeah.
Don't you think? It's like, yeah, I'm gonna make this narrative about me escaping when Queen shows up. I'm actually have my
Ambush
C-stone
him.
cuffs on.
There's a
I'm gonna
question,
jump
is how would
There's
Kid
no gold there.
how would
Yeah,
Kid-
but it kind of makes sense because how exactly was Kid able to break out?
Yeah,
you
how
know?
would he break out? Without the help of Rizo?
Yeah.
I don't know. That prison is a joke, so I don't think it would take that much.
What if he's hiding inside of Caribou?
That's
Oh,
Inside
true.
of Caribou?
Wait,
That's
how does he
true.
hide inside of Caribou?
Oh, yeah,
with the swamp, yeah.
If
Yeah,
he
yeah.
has,
Yeah.
can you use
Caribou's
your
wearing
Loki abilities
C-stone.
with C-stone cuffs?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you
don't
can't. You
think
can't
you.
do that. Yeah.
I don't think you can.
Where would you hide in Udon prison?
Yeah, how did he escape?
Yeah, how the hell did he?
Probably just
escape?
walk out the front door and they're like, hey, we'll punish you if you do that.
But the thing
And
is,
he walked
like,
away.
The biggest assumption would always be that his crew's still outside, isn't it? Like things
Where's
like
Killer? Where's Killer?
I mean, I could
Where's
expect.
Killer?
I could
It could be
expect
Killer.
Killer to
It could be
make
Killer.
a gag out of it.
It would make
well,
sense.
maybe
if
they're
Killer
fake cuffs
came
like
out.
Whole Cake.
Oh, no.
Maybe.
Bruh.
Brago, please.
Maybe they're all fake cuffs. And,
Every One Piece night fans
Yeah,
nightmare.
yeah, they hate that. But nah, I think Kid escaped. I think Killer assisted him.
Wait, Kid can control metals, right? Can he control Sea Stone? Is Sea Stone
nah.
considered a metal?
No.
No.
Even if he could, dude, it's like, how would you
That'd be-
balance that with like the properties of devil fruits?
It would be like he can't do much with it because the Sea Stone cups that they have, they're not just the regular ones, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So he probably can't do much with it. But I don't think that would be crazy if he could control Sea Stone.
Yeah, I don't know if sea stone's made out of metallic minerals. I think it's just made out of regular
Yeah.
That'd just be OP.
stone from the
Stones,
sea,
yeah.
seabed.
Yeah, well, we need him to do something to be on Luffy's level to show that he's on his level, which I know a lot of people are
I
waiting
mean,
for.
my theory is
He
that
could
that
be awakened,
Kid-
to be honest,
my-
bro.
my-
I
theory is
think
that
he's
Kid-
definitely awakened.
Yeah,
Personally.
my theory is that Kid can get like an Optimus Prime,
Oh, for sure. I think he has a
You know,
Megazord.
a Megazord.
Megazord.
He has a Megazord. But nah, I think he escaped. I think Killer helped him.
Yeah,
I agree
Killer
with
might
that,
be. Yeah, I agree with Killer helping him out.
And what about the mysterious prisoner? Who is he?
Oda keeps teasing that guy, but I don't know.
I don't actually have that high of an expectation for this dude, to be honest.
A lot of people saying is Komorosaki's father, I guess.
Her dad.
But I don't.
I
Yeah, I don't know
Roger, and
why.
I thought that Hyogoro the Flower had some relationship to Komurasaki, given Komurasaki's close relationship to the Yakuza and Kiyoshiro.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, maybe there's some connection.
people are
there.
dead set on her being Hiyori.
I'm not dead set on that at all.
No, I don't believe it anymore. So
Yeah, I don't think it's Hiyori.
Nice.
the longer every chapter that goes by with Oda not confirming, it's just obvious that it's not the case.
Like the Yakuza guy, he confirmed that was him the same freaking chapter. Like I don't see the reason like for him to drag on it if it is Hiyori.
Yeah, like if this is an obvious plot point, it's like if you like I'm Hiyori like 30 chapters from now, it's like, oh wow.
Like what was the point of
Thanks.
that? Like
Yeah.
but I don't
Yeah, this
know.
is like the same thing. It's like whenever I know people don't like the idea, but the longer Oda waits to reunite all of the crew, then the more
like-
likely it seems there's going to be a plot point there.
with Zoro and Sanji.
Yeah, it's like even in this chapter, they're in Udon,
both in-
or they're in what is it called, Ibisu Town.
Ibisu.
Zoro's there, and then they don't meet him.
Yeah, that's
so,
weird.
So do y'all think Komurasaki is actually dead, or there's going to be some sort of plot twist?
Nah.
No,
No?
I
definitely
don't
something
know.
going
Oda's a
on.
bit too obvious with her not being dead because in this chapter, the time's like, oh god, she's dead, and like all these fodder are crying.
Yeah,
It's like,
she's
all
not
right,
dead.
now we know she's alive.
Yeah, it's just too obvious. When she said, are you ready? It seems like she's done this many times before. Are you ready? Okay, cut me. It just seems like she's done it many times before, kind of thing.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
the leader of the Oniwaban group, have y'all seen the theory that he can revive the dead?
What?
I didn't see that.
Oh yeah,
No,
I
didn't
think
see that,
you're
no.
5 or something.
Yeah, it was like
Gear.
Black Lake Vinsmoke or somebody. But his name is Fuku Rokuju, and he shares the name with one of the 7 lucky gods of Japan, and that god could revive the dead. So so he could probably revive Komurasaki if she's actually dead. See what
No,
I'm saying?
That would be an OP ability, though. I don't think
that would be. So, I would hate that so much.
That's like
Yeah, I
Edo
would hate-
Tensei.
Hey,
Yeah, that's like
Yeah.
Edo Tensei, and Edo Tensei was like horrible.
Oda actually
Yeah.
admitted that,
so then that would mean that he's gonna bring Ace back to save Wano.
Exactly.
He's
One Piece. They stayed
still on
there.
this A shit.
Well, I mean, there's probably some limits to it. Like, there's probably
Yeah.
a time limit where after a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If that's
Well,
the
at that
case.
point, then you just make it like he healed her instead. Like I don't know what the purpose would be of like, yeah, he brought someone that was actually dead brought back to life. Just make the dude a doctor and like have him do like some doctor
Or
stuff.
maybe
at that
he
point.
has like some insane like potion, but he tells people that he can bring people back to life.
And also, there's like this, like I mean, this is like the thing with Wano. A lot of these characters are named after famous people, but most of these characters are kind of like irrelevant,
Yeah.
or they're not actually that serious. Like Hanzo is a ridiculously famous ninja, and then he's like some fat, gag ninja, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I think Oda's just like in every chapter he's trying to fit in as many references as he possibly can, but I don't know if he actually cares about them.
Probably not. Yeah.
Guys, it's still about the mysterious prisoner. There's this theory on Twitter of him being how's the name? Let me see the name of the guy. Kawamatsu.
Yeah.
Kawamatsu.
Yeah.
Have you seen this theory? I really appreciated that.
That was the most
about
popular
him.
thing when we first heard about him, that he was the other swordsman.
And about him being an author. And have you guys seen that?
I didn't see the theory. I didn't see the theory.
I've sent the link of the tweet here in the chat for those who want to see. But I really
I'll check it out.
think it's quite accurate. I mean, I know One Piece is unpredictable, but
Yeah.
about the theory itself is very well made.
Yeah, it's basically a yokai, which is an otter with he has transformation skills, and change and so on. What I liked about that theory was the fact is that the relevance of the hat. That's one of the retainers who had the hat and so on. What annoyed me about that guy is because he's 1 week later he posts spoilers, isn't he? On his Twitter, he posts spoilers.
Yeah.
Before that, he had a lot of respect for me. When I saw the spoilers, I'm like, game over.
It was not only a spoiler. He posted the first appearance of King in the Zoan form. It was terrible.
Oh no!
He did that.
That's not subscribe to any of these guys, yo.
You blocked those
I don't
guys.
want to get. I don't want to get spoiled on.
Yeah, that's why I subscribe to Black Leg.
That theory itself is basically an existing yokai, which is an otter who transforms, and his relevance, his evidence with the is a scythe is very similar to what the images are of the offered one of the retainers. So it's one I do recommend read it for fun, and it is a speculation.
I like that idea because it co-aligns with my own headcanon. So like 2 years ago, I made a theory that there was a third missing mink ruler of Zou. And that this would be the person that kind of that saved Inuarashi Nekomamushi, because when you think about it, so like the how the royalty system works in Zou is that there are two dukes. There's no king or queen, which is really, really weird. And this wasn't a new system because it wasn't always like this. Inuarashi and Nekomamushi didn't always hate each other. Whenever they both came back, they both started doing this awkward shifting system. And a duke is the highest possible royalty in Britain you could have before you're like a king or a queen. So Zou's been around for thousands of years. This system wasn't going on for thousands of years. And whenever they were with Odin, it was confirmed in the recent chapters, whenever they got like hurt or whatever, that they were kids, but they were retainers. How could you possibly send those people as retainers, and how are they royalty from the moment they were born? So there had to have been someone else there to like co-sign off them going with Odin to this Wano place to begin with. And I feel like it had to be another ruler that we don't know about. Maybe they died.
So
and
you're
that's
saying,
like part of
what makes the theory really reliable, in my opinion, when you see the panel where we can see Nekomamushi and Inuarashi as kids, we have a third person in the side, in the same size of them, and we have the same hat, you know. So I really think that this theory will confirm. And about him being the prisoner, you know, if he's an otter, he naturally eats fish, and that's what the mysterious prisoner eats: fish every day, a poisonous fish. But
yeah, also if you look at kind of like the scaling of him, he looks really short too, which would make sense with the otter thing as well. If he's like short, because otters are pretty small. He looks short in the prison. If you like look at his eyes, he's on like the lowest bar possible for visibility.
Not even.
So it shows he's one of the retainers that didn't go to the future, but one of the ones that got captured. But it's quite weird though. Why would he get captured rather than get, you know, boiled like how Odin is? I know Odin's a pun for like a dish itself in Japan, but why didn't he get slaughtered just like the Awakozuki?
Well, I think out of all the people, they had to kill Odin, right? Because he was the figurehead. But Kaido, he is interested in building his horses, so.
But also with that, you could also ask that same question: as why didn't Kaido just kill every single person allying with Odin? So Shutenmaru, all of the other retainers, but they're still alive.
Yeah. Because he's still trying to recruit Shutenmaru.
Right.
Yeah.
Actively,
so. He put Luffy and Kid in prison, so technically he wants them in his
yes, because they're trying to break their will currently, which you know.
It shows that the odd guy's been there so long that even the prisoners, even the guards don't know who he is. That's how long he's been in there.
Yeah. So, wait, I invited Ohara the Fox, the theorist that I watched. I've been watching. I'm not sure how much longer we're going, but
yeah. Thanks for the invite, by the way, and hello everyone. Nice to meet you.
What's up, Ohara?
Hello. Ohio.
Welcome, bro.
Ohio. What are you guys talking about right now?
We were talking about Kaido being blue.
Very interesting.
Everyone was trying to make a video trying to explain
you guys
that
think,
shit.
You guys think that Kaido can swim?
Kaido?
Yeah, you think he can swim if he's an aquatic dragon?
Oh, it's gonna have to explain it.
No.
I don't think like I don't feel like Kaido's devil fruit has been revealed yet.
See, like, here's the thing. I was probably one of the #1 supporters of him being an actual dragon, but it just seems so unlikely at this point to me.
Yeah.
It would be weird a little bit, yeah. I mean, it's still not impossible, I guess, but like I think just the whole way it's been set up, it just would make so much more sense for him to have a dragon fruit, I guess.
So do you guys think that it's also possible to take the DNA of somebody that has a devil fruit and replicate that devil fruit based on the DNA of a person that's consumed the devil fruit? Because that's the only way that you can get Momonosuke is that if Kaido ate a dragon fruit, anybody because the DNA is altered already, regardless.
Because Momonosuke's fruit is the only mythical smile in the show. I believe. I'm not sure if there's.
Is it a smile?
We don't know.
It's
what it is.
it's a failed. It's
a failed. Yeah,
They call it a failure, but
yeah.
is it really a failure?
Yeah.
But
Well,
you
it's-
know, when you come to think of it, we know that Vegapunk was able to put Kizaru's lasers on the pacifistas.
Yeah.
So maybe it is possible to extract some essence of power from a devil fruit user and put it on another person.
Yeah.
Yeah, you also have the entire germ of people with just like they just like DNA. I think the DNA anything. I think it comes down to like, I think a lot of people have like the similar headcanon when it comes to like the origin of devil fruits and like the actual soul is part of them DNA stuff. So I think it's pretty plausible.
Yeah.
I think so too. I mean, the question is, if you take like a part of a devil fruit user, like does it lose, or do you like take a part of the soul that's in him, right? So the question is, does it get weaker by this, or do you like do you just fake it and it's basically doesn't have a soul at all and it's just like a fake of the powers, or is it like do you actually take a part of its soul of the fruit basically and like insert it into the new devil fruit?
Hopefully,
So
Vega Punk explains.
Is Momonosuke a failed smile or failed real?
It's probably failed. Or
no, you can go, Alpha.
It's probably failed because it produces clouds. And Kaido's fruit we haven't seen produce clouds.
Well, Kaido's fruit.
Kaido.
Kaido produces clouds. It changes the weather. Yeah, Momonosuke produces clouds, but it's on a minimal scale because he's unpracticed.
Well, how he flies, I guess, was like running on clouds, or Kaido's actually flying.
Yeah, where he has to like.
I had a theory that it paralleled Doflamingo because Doflamingo uses clouds as well as Kaido's underling, and he uses clouds to comb the skies. Very similar to how the dragons comb the skies by climbing clouds.
Maybe he doesn't have, enough control yet.
Right. Or maybe he's just not fully grown yet.
Yeah. So as he grows up, he's not gonna have to use the steps to fly. That's possible.
To be honest, it can't be that much a fail compared to Caesar Clown's one. Like Caesar Clown's one is so bad. Like if it was Caesar Clown's fruit, Momonosuke will have like a dragon come out from his stomach or something.
Yeah,
I think it's more normal.
Yeah, Vegapunk's version seems to be more efficient or more stabilized than Caesar's version, because Caesar is just mass producing them.
Yeah, Caesar doesn't care.
Yeah.
But Vegapunk, that's why Orochi wants him.
Everyone wants Vegapunk, bro. He's a big asset in the One Piece story right now.
Well, that's another topic I had, you guys, is that what do you think the outcome will be for the world government in terms of their relationship with the current shogun of Wano Kuni? They have like an animosity towards one another, it seems like. And given the demand for Vegapunk, it feels like the shogun is making unruly requests often, and he's abusing his relationship.
Right.
I don't know what you guys' opinions are on that.
Well, I guess like that Wano has so many resources that the world government is interested in that they kind of like go with it to a certain extent, you know what I mean? Like, I think they will play along as long as like the shogun doesn't go overboard. Like the thing with Vegapunk is like that will probably like get them thinking, but I think as long as he's just like, we want money, we want I don't know what resources from the outside, I think they go along with it just to like get the Sea Prism Stone and whatever like Wano has to offer.
Shut the fuck up.
Guys, before I continue, I really need to go now. It's kind of too late for me. I have some issues to deal with. But thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming through, Marco. This is always fun.
All right, man.
Let's do this from time to time.
We will. Thanks, Marco.
Definitely.
Bye, Marco.
Yo,
all right.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, Marco.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, bro, man.
Well, I guess right now we can get to like the state of the theorists.
Oh yeah,
right now.
Who's the best theorist in the game right now?
Right now,
you gotta say JB, right?
JB, yeah.
I mean, Joy Boy has the most subs, so I mean he's the number one contender.
I mean,
do we
to
count,
be honest,
do we
bro,
count
he
Tekken
uploads
as
a lot.
theorist?
Yeah.
And eventually, one of them theories is bound to come true.
Is Tekken a
for
theorist?
sure. I mean, he
one
has
of them
like,
already did come true.
But he has good reasoning though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you never know with Oda, man. I don't know if he watches video. He did say he watches videos, right? Or he knows about what's going on in the community.
Yeah. He probably knows about the most popular theories, like the ones with the million views and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, I think there are also some like Japanese theorists, so I think he watches those as well.
Yeah, there's some Japanese. theories that actually have the same theories that we have.
Yeah,
which is kind of crazy.
I think there's a lot of stealing going on from like both sides. I think like, a lot of Japanese like take stuff from the English ones and other way around.
Also, the French and German communities,
yeah.
Geez, they steal a lot.
Yeah, I've only heard. I don't even know what's going on, but like anytime someone from the German community comes into one of my streams or something, like, yeah, our community sucks. What?
They said it about ours or theirs.
Like theirs, like they said, like all the German tubers are just like thieves.
Yeah, stealing from our community.
From America, they take everything.
They just translate our videos and like make it into their own format.
I mean, like the thing with the German and the French one is that like their communities, I guess, like aren't that international. So like they're big enough to like do their thing in their language, so they like don't have the competition, I guess.
Yeah, what I've noticed is that from time to time you normally see like the titles in English, not in German. So you know, like,
I saw like you can like when you upload a video, or you can like set it in like you can say like translate the title.
Oh, right? Translate. Oh yeah, true. That
could be well, so like if you have your settings on English, you will like see the English title, but like,
German, subtitles also.
I saw that they uploaded one of my videos and they on this random Arabic channel.
Oh, bro, like a lot of YouTubers where
and it blew up.
Every like.
The video blew up. I was like, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah.
Good job, Brago.
There's actually channels out there that have like videos of other content creators.
There's like 60,000 views the last time I saw it. And it got like 500 on my channel.
Wait, was it the one on BDA Law?
No, it was one it was one from back then. It was like
they just
my voice and everything. Okay.
Yeah.
That's how we doing. But I mean, I guess the state of the theorist community is just it's not that many theories anymore, you know?
There's not that many theorists out there, bro. There's like only a handful.
It's hard, man. It's hard.
Ohara, his mic is muted. I don't know if you can still hear me.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah. When did you start up?
With YouTube?
Yeah.
I think I started like last October-ish.
Okay, so you're new as well.
Yeah, I'm pretty new. Yeah.
I started only about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago.
Oh, nice. Yeah, like for me, it was just like I was watching like a lot of content because like I had like a job. Like I was living in Japan last year, so I was spending a lot of time like biking to my work there, and like I was only listening to like YouTube podcasts and videos and stuff like that. So when I came back home, I thought like I kind of want to do that. So yeah, that's basically how I got into it.
Welcome home.
Wait, so what's your motivation now, Ohara?
Like, Japanese culture in general, do you think they have a loss of identity where they don't know they're Western or they're Asian? What do you feel about that? Because when I went there, I thought there was a loss of culture. Like, oh, we don't know what we are. We dye hair yellow, but then we also wear. What do you think about it? You lived there for a year.
Yeah, well, I always think like it's funny that like people always have like their own stereotypes or imaginations like what Japanese culture is like. But like I really felt like there's so many sides to them. Like I feel like all of the stereotypes you have in your mind are kind of true, like depending on where you look. I mean there's like a bunch of young people who start like opening up a lot to Western culture. They speak better English, especially like I think with the Olympics, they like they invested a lot in like languages and stuff like that, English. Yeah. And on the other hand, like they're still like very like they see themselves as like their own little world, I guess, and it kind of is its own little world. So I wouldn't say that they have an identity crisis in the sense that they don't know if they're Western or Asian or whatever, but like they definitely I feel like they more enjoy like taking a lot of stuff inside Japan, but then like keeping their stuff from puring out too much. You know what I mean?
Cool.
Yeah.
And the main question now is, did you buy some hentai?
Obviously, yeah.
Gotta go for that.
When I went to the faces and they were buying like porn everywhere, I'm like, oh my god, this is like porn everywhere on the walls.
Like when you write the metro. Yeah, when you write the metro, you just see people like reading it in the metro actually. So it's
really, in the metro.
That's why they don't give a fuck. Yeah, it's really weird. Yeah.
That's what said Ohara is.
At least they're not fapping on the metro.
How do you know?
Why the hell are you reading it? Just like I just like the story, dude.
Yeah, it's like people who watch. Some people watch porn as like regular.
That would probably be New York, right?
Yeah. Some people watch porn as like regular videos.
Or something, a live porn film. Wicked.
But some people watch porn regular too, so it's like, you know.
Yeah.
there's people just pull up porn and watch it randomly. I've seen people watch porn.
Right.
Just out of nowhere. So, no, that's crazy.
Like outside.
Yeah.
Steve-O.
Yeah.
Surprised. Steve-O's one of the bigger candidates. Yeah.
I'll say to you guys now, porn is not a great thing, not in terms of religious shit. It's more the fact it's because you're always visually stimulated. When it comes to the real thing, sometimes you have to be visually stimulated. And if the girl you're actually interested on, it's not hard to perform. It's not as easy to perform. Does it make sense? So, always visually stimulated.
I need to perform if it's all 2D.
Connect between real life and fantasy.
Yeah. It's like,
that's why.
But
VR,
the thing is, Panda, like, that's Instagram, like Instagram. Everything on Instagram is.
I'm gonna say this.
Yeah, it's true.
VR is the new future, yo.
It is.
Yeah.
Didn't that one virtual reality company go out of business?
Which one?
Like the guy that started it, he sold it, and now he's starting up some type of military.
All right, really?
I
read that, but they like.
I read.
And Microsoft was like.
Well, they have virtual reality stuff for like the NFL. Right. They have a virtual reality field.
Simulations.
Simulations so the quarterbacks can go.
They have VR porn too.
Yeah, VR porn. That's what I don't know why you changed the conversation, but yeah, VR porn is the.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's the way forward. Even VR.
That's
marriage.
the future. VR porn.
Yeah. Did you ever see the video of like whenever this was like popping up like a year and a half ago, where it was like some convention in Japan?
Yeah. There's a kid.
Like, some guy with goggles on. He's just like pumping this doll.
I saw that.
Everyone's looking at him like, what the hell is happening?
Bro, and he did not want to let go, bro. The guy was there for 30+ minutes.
He was there to procreate.
VR porn. Oh no.
Yeah.
That's
I mean, like I think like the thing with VR, it's a little bit like 3D printing, right? Like you feel like it's been around for some time now, but like it's not at that point yet where you say, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's something I quite like about VR recently. They've been using it for phobias. So if you're shit scared of spiders or something, they let you wear the VR goggles.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah, that's spider, you can't bloody see it. Yeah.
Damn, that sounds bad.
I don't. Yeah.
It's your damn fears, because like me, a couple of weeks ago I went to that glass bridge in China. So I'm looking down and I'm thinking, I'm like, bloody hell, I'm flying in the sky. I'm actually shit scared, especially it was raining, even though it's bloody solid glass. But in the VR standard, I don't know, you guys use Facebook or something, but then you guys watch those videos where people like jumping up on buildings and stuff. That's bloody scary. Imagine that on your face in VR. But then you're trying to face your phobias for future, because you won't die in real life. You might die with spiders in their mind, but in VR, it's not a real thing, is it? So it's quite doing at the moment.
I can actually see that backfiring, because in a psychological sense, you're not supposed to expose yourself right away. Like if you actually want to cure someone of their phobias, you actually start ridiculously small, where you just think about spiders.
Baby steps.
You think about them, you picture them in your mind. Maybe like you take one step, and then eventually
like
maybe you
VR,
get a picture.
all of a sudden in a fucking room of tarantulas.
Yeah, then it feels really just like
you're not supposed to you're not supposed to over traumatize them.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
You might maybe give it to Usopp and like let him fight some monster or something,
Like show Luffy Ace.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That'd be great.
Let's do some trauma prevention.
Yeah. But this time, like he saves Ace, some weird shit. I don't know. I don't know.
You should give it to Sanji, the VR porn.
With the Okamas, he had enough of that.
Oh yeah.
He turned to Quagmire, dude.
Would probably die.
He had enough of that. They're not
probably die if he saw
bleed
that.
to death. Yeah.
No, him with all the women, like with Komurasaki, Boa Hancock. Yeah, he'd fucking die. Sure,
Does Sanji still have that vulnerability where he bleeds profusely when he sees naked women? He still has that.
I think we didn't see that for quite some time.
Or did he get cured? Or did that kiss with pudding cure him?
Well, pudding, I don't know. He hasn't had a nosebleed in a while. Well, he has like the small ones, but
not the big ones. Yeah,
because did he see Komurasaki?
Yeah.
Oh, I think he did.
He did, right?
Wait, He was
wait. He didn't see. Did he see a face?
He was thinking about her, I think. No,
but didn't they walk past the store?
Yeah, but
she had a mask.
Usopp and Sanji all saw her walking by.
Did she have a mask on though?
No,
I don't think so.
No.
Did one of them say you didn't even meet her or see her?
Yeah.
Sanji was crying about Komurasaki, and they said,
let me go fact check that.
Yeah.
Because Sanji would fucking die if he saw Komurasaki. Like, I don't remember him seeing her. What did he say in this recent chapter?
I think he was crying or something.
You only got to see her once.
Okay, so you saw her.
Saying it's beautiful.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I think it was when they were at the solar stand, right?
Yeah, he said the death of a beautiful woman is a loss for the whole world, which I agree.
Exactly.
Yeah.
By the way, I have a question because, like, in the translation I read in the last chapter, like, some of the Big Mom pirates said that some of the Devil Fruit users died. Did you have that translation as well, or is it like? Because I heard from some people
They
that
said that.
Yeah, like,
where were you reading the chapters from? Question.
I think Manga Panda.
Manga Panda.
Oh yeah, that's a no, dude.
Yeah, that's the bad one, right?
That is actually the worst one because they take stuff from Manga Stream and Manga Stream's already bad.
Oh shit!
I don't know how they get the scans in even worse quality, but they just manage to do it so consistently.
It's true though. Yeah, I was just a little confused because like people
I didn't
called
see
me
that
out
at
on it,
all.
and I was like, okay, like let me fact check it, and like I saw that the other translation didn't have it, but then I think like Tekking or someone said the same thing. So
yeah, that's Manga Hood.
Okay,
I'm looking at it now. I'm like, where?
I think it's like page 3. Yeah,
Page 3.
Let me see.
Yeah. It's like when you only see the ship.
With King.
No. And the Japanese version is of all things that could have happened. I don't know where Manga Panda got their dead.
Damn, that's like some liberal translation there.
Yeah, I don't see that at all. Because that would have been a huge.
That would be huge.
That would be
Crucifying
huge.
show.
Yeah, if some Devil Fruit users died.
Yeah, that would have been. The community would have been in uproar.
Yeah, because Ferrospace can create like shit on water and all this. Like what? Like I don't know. So yeah, I don't think. Yeah.
It better not be true. I swear to God, dude.
If some Devil Fruit users died with Smoothie being there, oh my fucking God.
The thing was like that thing. Like I didn't really care about how they were like treating Big Mom, but I couldn't wrap it through my brain. It's like we can't even go near that waterfall now that King's there.
I was like,
Commander
what?
Veterans plus a 700 million berry bounty. We have no chance.
No, but Drizzt, the guy that says he would be the captain if Big Mom falls, says he can't go to the waterfall because King is there. What the fuck are you talking about?
What is going on, bro? it literally makes no sense. I'm just like, what the hell is this?
Yeah,
that was
like,
oh my God.
If
But
only
it was
that,
also like funny, like how fast.
if there's a sniper like Usopp can shoot him down so easily.
Yeah. That's what
But they don't have anybody
it's
that
like-
can take care of somebody in the sky.
Like even if they prepare for him, it's like last time people were giving them an excuse that we weren't prepared, but now they're just like we couldn't have done anything.
Isn't UN there? UN
And Smoothie is a commander, right? So
yeah, it's Smoothie's second is number 2 commander. It's
Yeah.
crazy that Smoothie
I can't stop a
with-
person from hitting the ship. Come
Well,
on,
no,
bro.
I'm saying that Smoothie with all the other Big Mom pirates, they can't handle
They can't
King.
stop King.
That's crazy.
I mean,
I
like
feel like
I
they're in
guess,
a bad spot though, you know.
Yeah, and you have to consider like I think like sea battles are always like we usually don't get to see them so much, but I think they're different from like when you're just fighting on an island, you know.
They said with
like,
King
especially as a
Patrol.
devil user, yeah.
Because the ship was like 180 and King hit the under of it. I don't see.
Yeah, but like they
how-
weren't prepared. Like if they were mentally prepared, do you think they're gonna go up the same way? Just like fuck, you know.
The thing is,
they have
like King is coming. Candy Wall, Daifuku has his genie ready. You know, like it's just. I feel like there would be a bunch of ways to probably try to stop King.
Right. But then like maybe it was unexpected in a certain way, you know, like. It's hard to say, and like we also don't really know like.
No,
what
the
he's
first
really
time
capable.
the first time it happens, like
I agree. The first time, but now that it's like, we couldn't have
we
done
can't
anything.
go that route again. Like you have a genie, you have Candy Wall, and Smoothie's there,
it's true.
and then remember when Sanji was using Skywalk, UN was like, "Yo, anybody can use Skywalk."
Yeah,
Apparently
yeah.
they can't.
Just Big Mom can, because like you know, physics.
Jesus Christ, the Big Mom pirates, I love them.
That would look funny.
Like who do? Yeah, I don't know.
But I
You don't
thought it
think
was
things
like
would have turned out differently if Katakuri was there? Because he could have like.
Hell yeah.
Bro, he
Saw
can see the
Probably-
future, bro.
probably.
He's seeing the
Stopping that.
future.
Instantly.
He's stopping
Yeah.
it.
Stopping that instantly.
Yeah, I would actually be interested like how many characters can actually like or have their observation haki to that level that they can have future sight, because like
I don't
it
think it's a
doesn't seem
lot.
to be that common.
It's not
even
a
among
lot.
the strong characters,
Yeah,
right?
it's not a lot.
I don't even think Big Mom or some of the Yonkos have it. Obviously,
Yeah.
Shanks, I think, is gonna have it. I don't think Kaido has it.
I don't think any other.
It seems like
other
it's
than
just
Shanks, I
some
think Shanks is the only
individuals in the
person that has
story
it.
that have it.
Yeah,
well, it's
exactly.
because whenever you're like strong like Yonka level, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
people who have future sight, it's not going to be like the difference unless you're Yonko level, and like there's always like a counter to something. It's like if you have supreme opposite, like people think like Shanks has supreme conquerors Haki, but he's basically still on the same level as the rest of the Yonko.
Well, the thing is, Shanks has a disadvantage because he doesn't have a devil fruit. So he makes up for it by having insane Haki in all the areas.
I mean, like, I kind of like enjoyed how like the stronger the characters get, like the less significant their devil fruit power is. Like, is that something you guys realize? Because like I feel like like at a certain level, like their fruit powers don't even matter.
As you go higher, right? You should be able to combat whatever is coming at you. So I feel like matchups are gonna matter less the higher you are. Whereas like if you're just starting out, if you have somebody has the Aokuji's fruit and you have Ace's fruit. More than likely.
Like it's also like you guys remember like at the beginning when like Logia was like the ultimate like fruit you could have, and I feel like now it's like almost the worst category you could have.
Well, it's how Oda it's how Oda did it. Oda showed it at Logtown.
Logias are still the strongest because of
Logia's still, Well, the thing is, I don't know.
Capability's ridiculous.
I don't know because
and defensive is wise because we've seen what Katakuri is doing with his body.
Well, he has a special paramecia.
Yeah, he has. Well, it acts like a Logia though, you know.
He does. I mean, like the thing is, like when you have, like when you operate on a level where almost everyone has like some form of Haki, like being a Logia gives you like the offense is still great, but like I guess like the perk of not being able to have your body attacked. Like,
but Katakuri can do both, where he has the properties of a Logia and he can
it's true. It's like similar to Miracle, I guess.
Yeah, so I think it's better. Like I would probably rather
choose a Logia.
I'd rather have a Kaido's fruit for sure, but
like the question is like aren't the zones like actually nicer to have at that level because like they give you at least like
if it's a mythical zone, it is because it comes with a special property.
I think ancients are pretty good as well.
Yeah, exactly.
We were
it's hard to say. Zones haven't really had the best portrayal in the series as far as
they haven't. Even the mythical zones.
Is.
I mean, like Sengoku, he was blocked by Fusen.
Yeah,
but we also saw him. Brago, we also saw him clash with Blackbeard.
Well, him and Garp clash with Blackbeard.
But
well,
like, don't
I'm
you
talking
think
about
that,
the quick attack that he did.
Right.
He
I think
still made it that.
Sengoku doesn't really want, like, he didn't really want to kill Luffy, did he? Though, like, I think he knows like Garp wouldn't, like, he's his friend, right? So,
that's kind of true.
At that point, though, like Luffy just he's on the platform, and he was about to break Ace out. You gotta take him out, and Luffy used Fusen. But
probably he still got hurt by that. You know that, right?
He didn't get knocked out.
Yeah, but
I would
a Yonko level
like,
character.
If he wanted to, he probably could have.
A Yonko level character like uses an attack on you. You use like Fusen.
You know there's plot devices.
Rubber band Usopp. You know,
oh my god, that pisses me off every time I see it.
Right.
It's Luffy. You gotta love it.
But what I like, what is also interesting, like regarding like the ancient zones, like about King, like because like he has those flames, right? Where everyone was speculating it must be an ancient zone, the mythical zone. So like the question is like where do the flames come from, right? Because he seems to have like something, like even his zone form has like those flames. And
I think I don't know I thought it was a smile at first because I think you can actually eat a smile with an actual devil fruit. Because I feel like devil fruits are soul related and smiles are more so DNA related, so it's not gonna conflict when you actually eat both of these fruits.
Right.
So I thought he actually ate a smile, and he also had a ancient zone as well.
But it doesn't look like it, does it? Like it's kind of confirmed that it's
it is. But I don't know, something weird with King there.
Yeah, right. Like it might be like something with like a new race thing, you know? Like I don't know.
Yeah, because he has it in his base form as well, so I don't think it's related.
It might be like something to do with like what happened to him, why he wears the armor and stuff. You know, there's like an eternal fire or something. I don't know. It's Oda, so it might be like one of those things where like he just has it there for the sake of it, like looking cool. You know, like Cracker has an internally lighting
firecracker.
You know? He has his hair on fire. Yeah, that's true.
Or just like
I mean, I wouldn't even be mad about it just being like a fashion thing, but like it looks so I don't know. It looks so dominant, like the whole way he's portrayed.
I don't know, it might be like some scientific thing because I don't know.
Maybe.
Out of all the Uncle Crews, I mean, some of them dabble in science to some degree, and they have like factories and stuff. So maybe there's something going on there. You would assume it's something more because it's actually in his moniker. You know, the
wildfire.
So
yeah, it would make sense. Yeah.
Possibly, or he just likes to play with lighters.
He's all
what kind of lighters, Brago? Floating flaming lighters?
I don't know. Always playing with gas and shit. I don't know. But yeah, Ragnar, was there any more questions?
I think Ragnar muted himself.
Ragnar dipped. But yeah, I think we pretty much covered everything so far. Like I said, I wanted to do one with like more promotion in like April or so. But it'd be like a live stream. Because obviously I can't stream right now on the channel.
Oh yeah, shit.
Yeah, when's that over, dude?
April.
So wait, Brago, you got rejected, right?
3 times, yeah.
So wait, you have 3 strikes or just one strike?
But they said they weren't going to send it to Shueisha because they said I was apparently abusing the system.
Damn.
You can wait. You can still go through with that though.
No, they after they rejected 3 times, then they said they're not going to take anymore.
That's so weird.
Really?
Yeah. So they said I was abusing it. I had a copyright strike in like at least 6 months. So it was weird. Where it's like, how am I abusing it? Like you have the live reaction channels.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like posting.
That's weird. Whenever they sent me that thing, I was still able to go through with it. They just, they were like, be careful. You might have to go to court. I'm like, whatever. I'm doing it anyway.
Exactly. The first time they did that, I was able to submit another counter notification. They did that 3 times, and every time I submitted it, they were like, yeah, nah, you're abusing.
That smells fishy, dude.
But I think it may have something to do with the fact that I got.
It was a stream.
It was a stream while I was streaming. So because the last time I got a copyright strike and it was just it was after the fact, then I did it no problem. So I think because while I was streaming, I think those are more manually viewed and responded.
Well, that's weird because like that's the same thing that happened to me is that I got striked from a stream and I was still able to dispute it and get it back.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Shueisha's like, nah, fuck that.
That's like how do they check the streams or how do they do that though?
I just think they just like, I don't know. It's weird because it's like, yeah, you're abusing it. Like, why do you say that?
Right.
Like, they give me no reason why they're saying it. They're just like, oh, we think you may be abusing it. What?
The copyright shit on YouTube is honestly just it's ridiculous.
Trash. YouTube right now is kind of fucked.
I mean,
to be honest.
Yeah.
It's not like YouTube in general. Like it's like really manga and like anime based. Because like when you watch like I don't know, do you guys know like who like for example like Nerdwriter or someone like they use like shitloads of like movie content and shit. And like they're like
they never get strikes.
They're super fine with it because they see like they see it as free promotion basically.
Yeah.
Well, it depends because like the music copyright strikes from like UMG and stuff, it's literally on everything.
Right.
So I was watching like Beth Johnson video the other day, and he gets strikes when he's doing like. I don't know if you know who he is, but he's like one of those guys and like in the vines or things. He goes to like the toilet dispensers that have like the automatic things, and like he makes beats off of them sometimes that go along with music, and he gets striked for that.
But the thing is, UMG, they're at least give him it's a content ID, right?
Ridiculous,
they're like, well, we'll just make money off your video. Where if Shueisha goes about it that way, I don't even care. Like
that's all right. They block your content in certain countries, but
just block it. Why you gotta strike?
Block it. You can block it, right? And then you can do content ID if you want to do that. But why do you have to do copyright strike?
But sometimes they go too far and they'll strike you for just having like Brago literally covered up the entire image. You can hardly even see
95%.
When he was scrolling and they still struck him down.
They were gonna use that 5% as evidence.
That should be considered art. Like that shit was edited heavily.
Yeah, but
dude,
they don't give a fuck.
Like 2 weeks ago, people wanted me to put like a live reaction out to like the One Piece 870 episode, and I did it. And as soon as I upload it without getting any views on it and putting it private, it's blocked
content
everywhere.
Boom.
Yeah, it's blocked everywhere. And there's no audio.
But some people upload the entire episode on YouTube.
So wait, you still kept the video up?
Well, I disputed it. I'm just like I have it private. I'm just waiting to see what happens.
Damn.
Okay.
Like I don't get like what their idea behind it is though, because like it's not like I'm gonna watch.
Well, the thing is, like they blocked mine, but then I searched live reactions to the episodes.
There's a lot of people.
Like I have filters over everything, and there's no audio. I'm watching some of these live reactions. And there's no things there.
Yeah.
And you can watch the whole episode on YouTube, right? Like.
I feel like some people in some countries get away with it. For some reason.
Or YouTube is just stupid.
America is like targeted. I feel like for some reason.
Yeah, it might be.
Yeah, like I said,
yeah.
I was
Sorry,
watching
hate freedom.
I was watching Tekken's new videos. Tekken doesn't use panels anymore because he used to use like, panels all the time.
Yeah.
Did he get striked or?
Yeah, he did.
I think he got
He did get
striked.
striked.
He got a strike,
Recently?
then he's like, fuck all that. Yeah, like last year sometime. So now he doesn't use any
I got
panels.
two strikes on my channel, and the most weirdest thing is a guy named JR Animation. So he makes animation mango panels, and he makes them move, and they're all moving and stuff, which is fantastic.
That's
he goes,
beautiful.
"Panda,
Yeah, I see
share
that.
it."
Yeah.
Sure, I'll share it. Boom shakalaka. Before you know it, I got 2 Blade copyright strikes. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
From him?
No, for sure.
And
For
no,
sure.
by upload from Joshua.
Oh,
exactly.
what the?
Okay.
Yeah.
And they're moving. Seriously, they're moving. Like Luffy's moving, the bloody sumo wrestler, and still got
Yeah.
strike. Are you kidding me?
I've seen those. Those are
Damn,
beautiful.
crazy.
I don't want to people no more. I'm saying in general, even that's how strict they are in terms of
Right.
the copyright strike model. So always,
Yeah.
and as you know, if you get one copyright strike, your channel's SEO goes downhill again. So you need to start all that hard work again to get notice again on YouTube's SEO.
Wait. Your channel's SEO goes down with the copyright strike?
Yeah, like
I didn't know that.
Look, okay, I'm not saying get a copyright strike right now, but let's say you're doing really well right now, okay, and your video is always top. The moment you get a copyright strike, for some reason your video just goes like number 20, number 40, just disappears from the YouTube search engine somehow.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Don't forget, last
That's
4 years
interesting.
I had about 8 strikes. So it's
What?
been a fun journey. So I'm always starting again. But yes, strikes are really messed up.
Damn. I mean, like, I don't get like the idea behind it, because like if I watch like a chapter review, right, it's not like I'm not gonna read the chapter. And the same like if I watched like a theory video or something like that, like what like movie companies like in most Western companies get is like that. If someone makes a theory video or like a review video about something like Game of Thrones, for example, like people will watch it even more because of those videos. It's like free promotion. Like Suisha sees it though, like they seem to think like if I make a review or a theory video about like their content, people will just skip buying their product. Or
Well,
I would
I'll tell you why,
understand
it's
it,
because
right?
The Japanese are fucking stupid, dude.
I would
Literally,
understand
they're
it if
stupid.
they
these
like
higher ups in these companies, man.
Yeah.
They don't understand. It's a
They're
cultural
old
difference.
school.
They just want their shit. They
if
don't
they
care.
if they did it
Well,
after
Japanese
like
do
the
have high
official
IQs.
come out.
So I don't know.
Brago, that's a clickbait title, mate. Japanese are stupid.
Dude, no, because they don't understand. They can get so much more. Like the thing is,
Yeah.
Viz recently did like that thing where like people can now read
Free
the chapter
manga.
and it's still blocked in other parts of the world. The only reason they did that, I'm convinced, is because of the scans. They didn't do that out of the kindness of the heart. They didn't
Yeah.
give a shit.
Yeah.
They're just like, oh, we can make more money doing this, so I guess we'll do it.
But
Viz.
the thing also is like if they did it, if like say after the chapter comes out officially, right? And they say, okay, if it's out officially, we're not gonna give a copyright strike on anything from that chapter. But they don't give a fuck. Even if it comes out officially or whatever, they can give you a strike on anything from years ago. Like they don't care, which is like, all right, so
You gotta go all the way back and private all your videos and everything. That's
it's
crazy.
stupid. They gave me a strike for the parody. that
Bro,
I
they,
did.
they gave me a strike for the first video I dropped on this channel like a year ago.
Yo, Pharaoh, how long do you have to wait till your strike?
Oh, it went away 2 days ago.
Oh, nice, bro. You trying?
I was wondering why you didn't upload,
you
Pharaoh.
trying
Is
to
that
make
why?
Well, I'll talk to you later.
Yeah.
I was wondering why I didn't upload, Pharaoh.
Yeah, man, I was a bit busy as well as having those strikes as well. So
But your Mark Phoenix channel is doing so well, man. I rely on your channel to watch all the clips. You know, I haven't watched anime for over about 9 to 10 months now, but I watch your channel to get that matches the manga or something. I rely on you, mate. So thank you so much for your hard work, mate.
The past 4 or
Hard
5
work.
episodes in the anime is
Yeah.
it's definitely a hard work.
Pharaoh's always
Imagine.
disputing strikes.
Appreciate it though. I appreciate it.
But, Ragnar, is there anything else you wanted to talk about? I think we talked about everything.
We pretty much covered everything.
I got one question for you guys though,
Yeah.
because we are YouTubers, right? Since you become a YouTuber, have you lost the excitement of reading mangas, for example, especially the ones you make content for?
I mean, I only do One Piece, so
Bro, I love One Piece, bro.
I say no, I'm good. I'm good.
No, I haven't lost.
I love One
excitement.
Piece, yo.
I think I'm more motivated to read
To
more.
Read more, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when you're making videos
When
as
you're
well.
making videos, yeah.
Because you want to, yeah.
And when you're talking about it as frequently, yeah. I read more now.
Like I think you enjoy it even more, but like the thing is, like I think like maybe what you mean is like I guess you pay more attention to stuff. Like I used to like you know what I mean? Like read like usually you like
Just
read
through
over
it.
chapter like pretty fast, but like
Fast.
when you actually have to talk about it or like want to do a video about it, like you really have to like you check everything, you double read it, right? But I think like that's a great thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
I mean,
because you don't want to sound like a fucking idiot.
Yeah, instead of lighthearted reading, you're more critical of the content.
Yeah,
even though you enjoy it and you still love it, you're more critical of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
but like,
I feel you.
I think it can lessen the enjoyment if you make a lot of theories, because let's say you get a theory proven wrong and then you don't really like the chapter as much because your theory just got proven wrong.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But then like I guess like JB's approach for that is good though, because I think like he for example, I think he doesn't really care if like a theory is wrong. I think it's just like he's enjoying himself like doing the stuff, right?
Speculation, He just enjoys speculating.
And I mean, isn't it like, I guess it's also like, I guess that's how you have to look at it. Like, just like be happy when it's right, but like be even more happy when you think you like cornered Oda, but like he gets out of it.
Yeah, that's true. But nah,
but then you got to deal with all the comments when you get a theory wrong. They're like, ha ha ha, you got this theory wrong, and like people go crazy.
But people live for
like,
that.
Y'all, does that happen to you?
Yeah, people live for that. Yeah, they're like, oh, you said this
Those
is
haters, man.
Yeah.
Trolls,
It happens to
they're
me
everywhere.
all the time, dude.
Yeah, but it's like you can't worry about those guys
Once
because
always
they're
come
coming
back to
back for some reason, right? They come back to the channel no matter what. So it's kind of like, you know, it is what it is. I can't let those people.
Yeah.
Get to me. It is what it is.
And I mean, like, it's not like it's like, I guess like it's nice like if people like argue with you, right? But like,
And it's just
like having
straight up
someone
hating.
just that's like annoying. Yeah.
And it's not even from people who make theories. Like they've never made a theory, and they're hating on somebody for getting a theory wrong. So.
Well,
but I guess like that's a general problem, right, on YouTube.
Well, sometimes it's some people that they put something in the chat, be like, well, 7 months ago, I typed in your comment section and I said that Fujitora will get the Shichibukai system abolished. And it is like, wait, that's what you're using? Yo. Nah, other than Matt B. But nah, people like put the simplest theories. And they say, oh, I put it in the comment section. Like, I should be a theorist. I'm a better theorist than you.
Yeah, make a channel then.
Make
you know?
a channel.
Yeah.
It's about constructive criticism. If they don't agree with something I do, for example, go for it. I don't mind. But it's those dumb people who say that theory is so obvious. Why are you saying it's confirmed, mate? I done this 2 years ago. Oh really? I said, look at the bloody date. It says 2 years ago. Oh, sorry, Panda. And those are the dumb ones. My Sanji video, my bounty getting correct. Looking. Oh, it's so obvious. 1.5 billion. I done this 1 year ago.
That was actually crazy though. Like,
my favorites are whenever like they say like, nah, this theory's dumb, and then they put their own headcanon out there, and it is actually hilarious how bad it is.
I mean, like,
this is what you come up
I mean, Panda, like, I mean, your channel, like, obviously, like, my channel is super small, but like, I remember, like, I did like a video on the raid suits, like, when shortly after I started, and like now it gets like views, right? Because like the raid suit thing came out recently, and so people keep like commenting on it, like, but like we actually do know Sanji's raid suit. I'm like, but like that was like 4 months ago, right? So.
I mean, that's what people do. You get used to it after a while, where it's like, all right, whatever, I don't care. I mean, there's a few people that you know. You respond to like, yo, shut the fuck up, but
you gotta unleash.
Some of
you do that.
Sometimes I do that.
Do people respond to that, or?
Oh yeah, they love it because it's either, you know, it goes really bad where they try to come back at you with something, or they'd be like, oh, I didn't mean it that way, like, no.
Yeah, they say they're sorry.
Yeah, my bad, but
or make excuses.
But now, like, if it goes. I've been blocking a lot more people because I don't want to be going back and forth on YouTube when like that's not the energy I want to have on YouTube. You know, it's like,
same.
I want to have a good time. So like this person saying, "Oh, fuck all you guys' theories. You guys know what you guys are talking about." It's like, all right, bro. Then go watch somebody who knows what they talking about.
Yeah.
I can't.
But then like those comments usually like don't they get like usually buried like under the rest?
You notice those a lot more.
Yeah, that's true, I guess. Yeah, I mean, you're open to criticism more, I guess.
Yeah. So, all right. This is dope. Ohara. You know, you joined a bit later, but we plan to have this again in April. Do you guys think you guys can do that?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, sure.
But
Thanks so much for the invite, by the way. It was like really nice meeting all of you guys. Been watching all of you for some time.
Anytime, bro.
Same here.
You guys have time, check out Ohara's channel. I like the content on there. Definitely good stuff. Yeah. But yeah, we try to do this again in April. Again, that'll be a stream where we just talk about shit that's happening. The theories,
what's the name
whatever.
of the stream anyway? What's the name of the stream? The group.
The Reverie V2.
Stop.
Nah, I'm kidding.
Just like, you know, theorists get together.
Are you though?
I mean, the name could be the Theorist Summit. I don't know. Bro.
Theorist Summit.
Let's see where it goes.
That's cool. That's cool.
Generation.
You said a worst generation.
Isn't that Laz?
Mad too.
That Laz.
Laz is doing the Summit of the Kings.
Outer Haven is
or whatever. Summit of the Heavens or whatever you said.
About what? What's that about?
Wasn't there like the thing in like Pirates of the Caribbean where they had like those pirate? What was that called? I don't remember.
So you think the stream should be called Pirates of the Caribbean?
No. But wasn't there,
Nah,
in the third movie, didn't they have like this council thing? Whatever. I don't remember.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Theorist Council.
I forget the name though.
Right?
Yeah,
The
so
Theorist Council?
Yeah, I'm trying to forget the name. Like I forget the rest of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies that aren't the first one.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah.
You guys watch the most recent one?
What was the most recent one?
I don't know. It was like 2017 it came out, I think.
2017. No, the last one I watched was the Blackbeard one, like the Fountain of Youth thing. There was another one.
Yeah, it was the fifth one.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
Jesus
and I think
Christ.
that they're even making a new one without Johnny Depp. I think.
Like,
Shit,
why would
What
you
was
do
the
that?
fifth one about?
Shit.
I don't know. I don't know. I stopped caring.
It had to be awful.
Yeah, more than likely because it didn't.
Yeah.
Any waves. But anyway, like the video. Appreciate Alpha coming through. Drizzt, Pharaoh, Panda, Ohara, Ragnar, and Marco. We'll try to get this popping in April. Thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Appreciate it, Brago.
Thanks a lot.
Hey,
Thanks for
Brago,
having me.
Sure. Yep.
Don't forget that plug.
Oh, Ragnar, you say you just got your channel back, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I know I'll definitely be sure to put everybody's channel in the description. Of course, everybody here makes content. You know,
Word up.
Yeah, Brago, put mine first.
Put Lando's in there as well.
Yeah, Lando for sure. Lando and then Marco to finish.
We should start from high subscribers first.
Marco first. Then. But yeah, like the video, subscribe. We'll catch you guys later. Peace.
All right.